All right, welcome. We are just going to test our audio here real quick before the beginning of this broadcast, getting ready for Central versus Davies High School hockey on KNOX. Just 2 minutes left in the third period, testing the audio. Pre-game show will begin around 6 o'clock. See you then.
Three guests. Three guests.
The following is a presentation of KNOX Sports.
Welcome to our coverage of North Dakota high school hockey on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales KNOX Live Sports Network. My name is Sam Jensen. I'll be doing play-by-play coverage tonight for our matchup between the Grand Forks Central Knights and the Fargo Davies Eagles. First puck drop is scheduled at 6:30, and we should be right on schedule for that start time. In the meantime, we will go through our pregame report. That pregame show is brought to you by Signature Graphics. We craft your vision. You watch it come to life. And True North Equipment. True to our values, driven by you. Grand Forks Central, the defending state champions. 3 games into their 2025-2026 season in which they will try to defend that title. Their only loss coming against a Minnesota opponent. That's a Gambucci Cup rival, East Grand Forks, losing by a score of 3-2. That was a close game. East Grand Forks taking advantage on the power play when they had those opportunities. Their 2 wins coming against Detroit Lakes, also a Section 8A squad in Minnesota. And then just on Tuesday, they beat Devils Lake in Devils Lake. A tighter score than maybe people around the state thought would happen, but it was still a victory. 5-3 was the final there. Fargo Davies, a team that made state last year, losing to Mandan in the quarterfinal, not advancing to the state semifinal inside the Ralph Engelstedt Arena. They're 2 games deep into their season. They are 1-1 with a 4-0 win against Minot United and a loss on Tuesday against West Fargo Cheyenne, a score of 4-3 in that matchup. Fargo Davies outshooting Cheyenne 2-1 in that game, near 2-1. So some solid goalie play from the Mustangs could have been a factor to Cheyenne getting a victory over the Eagles in that matchup. Not the only hockey game we have for you tonight. We'll have video coverage of this game between the Knights and the Eagles on KNOX Live Sports. But then we will also have video and radio coverage available for you. A game taking place over at the Blue Line Club Iceplex. Ryan Cunningham and Ryan Kuntz on the call for that one as Grand Forks Red River is taking on West Fargo Cheyenne. Right now we're going to hear a word from Ryan Cunningham, actually, as he had an opportunity to sit down with the head coach of Grand Forks Central, Grant Paranika, earlier this afternoon. This is going to be our coach's interview, which is brought to you by Acme Tools, your Kubota sales and service full-line dealer. Here's Grant Paranika.
Last couple of games, you've played East Grand Forks, you've played Devils Lake, and it seems like everybody is giving you their best game that they have to give right now. You've had a couple of wars on your hands in the last couple of games. Came out with a split, but tell us kind of what you've seen from your team those last couple of days against East Grand Forks and Devils Lake.
Well, it sure felt like that. They were both tough games for us to play, and I think one thing, we've done fairly well on puck control and, breaking out of our zone and some of the aspects of the game. And then, we've been kind of short in a couple of others. And I think, in the harder areas of the game, on the face-offs, we've kind of haven't been our best there. We haven't been our best in net fronts and places like that. So I think, some of the harder areas, the stick work, places like that where you got to be strong on your sticks along the boards, we need to get better at. And, I think we've addressed it, or we've talked about it, and hopefully we can address that for tonight and, improve in those areas.
Are those some things that you feel like you have to address on a regular basis, or were they a little surprising to find out that maybe you weren't as crisp there to get the season started?
Well, I don't know. Maybe a little bit of both. Like you can. I wouldn't say forget about it, but as the season goes on, you kind of there's a lot to know and a lot to remember, and some things kind of get left behind, and maybe we didn't do a good enough job of addressing them in practice, right? And it's certainly something we can get better at, and we've noticed, and I think we've kind of identified it as a team, and our players kind of have seen that too, and I think it's something to work towards that we can get better at. Although it's always a work in progress, right? So it's ongoing, and I'm sure we'll have to address it again.
In your last game, I believe it was Ryland Spicer that had a hat trick for you in that matchup, and really comes out and does some scoring for you, and it's good to see that. Obviously, you're looking for some balance because teams are going to know that there's a player here and a player there that they have to pay attention to. More balance, more better, right, Coach?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if we have threat, from all four lines and defensive pairings, I think that that's all the much better for us, right? Like if you just have to stop a couple of guys, that you can key in on, that might make it a little bit easier for other teams. But if we have danger coming from all areas, it makes us a better team, and it makes us more threatening and more dangerous, I guess, to other teams.
Talk about the opponent that you have tonight, Fargo Davies. This is a team that second half of last year, they really sort of started to crescendo a little bit. They got some really good goaltending last year. They found their way in the second half of the season, became a pretty tough out when it comes down to hockey, and we were expecting them to pick up on some of that again to start this year. So, scouting report on Davies tonight.
Yeah, I think they are. Well, Davies has always been a good skating team, right? Like I tell our guys they can get up and down the ice real good, and they like to push the pace, and they've got some talent there too. And like I said, I think last year they were maybe a little bit young and starting to get the hang of high school hockey, and they came on in the back half, and it looks like they've played well, through this early going of this season as well. I know they lost to Cheyenne, but it looks like I didn't get a chance to see the game, but certainly on the score sheet, they put up a lot of shots, and it looks like they played a good game. And from what I've heard, they had. So they're going to be a tough team. They've always played us tough too. So yeah, we're expecting. We certainly can't sit back and rest on our laurels or anything like that. We have no laurels to rest on right now, do we? 3 games into the season, 2-1, and had some tough contests. So. We just have to worry about ourselves, I think, and be at our best and continue to improve, day in and day out, and game in and game out.
And then finally, Coach, we kind of addressed it at the beginning of our conversation, but let's circle back to it to end. Are your guys going to get used to the idea that everyone you play is going to load up to play you? I mean, you have a lot of talent. There's a lot of recognizable names. You're looked at as kind of a leader in the clubhouse right now, and teams are going to want to win over Grand Forks Central, something that's been there for the last few years anyway. But do you feel like it's going to be amped up a little bit this year?
Yeah, for sure. I think so. And, that's good. That's good for us, right? Like, that's good for our players to have to be on their game night in and night out, and, can't take shifts or games off. It's good for high school hockey in general, right? Like, you want your best out of your players, and you want other teams to bring their best, and that's how everyone improves. So I think that's a good thing, and we just have to be ready for that, and be willing to accept it and rise to the occasion, I guess, the way I would say it.
Thank you once again to the head coach of Grand Forks Central, Grant Paranica, for taking the time to talk to our sports director, Ryan Cunningham, earlier today as part of our Coaches Comments segment, brought to you by Acme Tools, your Kubota sales and service full-line dealer. We're going to take the first break of this pregame report, Signature Graphics and True North Equipment pregame show. When we come back, we'll continue to break down this matchup between the Knights and the Eagles on KNOX Live Sports.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivard's Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak Pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell's.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, GrandTrailersSales.com.
Signature Graphics in East Grand Forks is your one-stop shop for all your branding and design needs. From embroidery, vinyl wrapping, laser print, and more, fully customized from start to finish, all in-house. Signature Graphics. We craft your vision. You watch it come to life.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
It's hard to explain what this feels like. We could try to put it into words, but nothing compares to experiencing it for yourself. You just have to get in the seat.
Visit True North Equipment at any of our 10 locations or at www.truenorthequipment.com.
Spray Advantage of Grand Forks carries everything you need for the chemical and fertilizer application on your farm. Pumps, tips, and tanks from 3 gallons all the way up to 10,000 gallons on hand. They can help with parts and accessories for the fertilizer and tillage equipment on your farm too. SprayAdvantage.com.
Apex Apparel is your quick turnaround apparel and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. If you're looking for direct-to-garment printing, embroidery work, or a huge selection of promotional items, come to Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run, quick turnaround apparel shop in Grand Forks.
The Ski and Bike Shop in Grand Forks. Gear up for ski season or hit the trails on a fat tire bike. At the Ski and Bike Shop, we offer top brands, ski and snowboard service, and everything you need for cold weather fun. The Ski and Bike Shop in Grand Forks, where your next adventure begins.
Spray it.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Grand Trailer Sales Rivard's Turf and Forage KNOX Live Sports Network. We are getting ready for a 6:30 puck drop inside Purple Arena for a matchup between Grand Forks Central and Fargo Davies. In the meantime, we'll continue to make our way through this pregame show, brought to you by Signature Graphics and True North Equipment. Right now, we'll take a look at our next element, and that will be our drive for the title. A very early look. It appears we have a typo there. This is a very early look at the 2025-2026 EDC standings, as well as some games that are also taking place tonight on your screen. Like we mentioned earlier on in this broadcast, all of our knowledgeable viewers likely know Grand Forks Central, the defending state champions, defeating their crosstown rival Grand Forks Red River in the state title a season ago. Fargo Davies made it to the state tournament. However, they fell in the quarterfinal round to Minot, the number 1 team out of the West. Red River ended up beating Minot to advance to the state championship. Grand Forks ended up defeating West Fargo in those state semifinals a year ago inside the Ralph Engelstedt Arena. Very early on, Grand Forks Central has only played 1 conference game so far, that coming on Tuesday against Devil's Lake. The score in that one was a score of 5-3. And then Fargo Davies is only 1 conference game into the season as well, and they dropped that game to West Fargo Cheyenne. They have a 1-1 record on the season, winning their season opener against Minot United, avenging that loss in the state tournament last season, winning that one by a score of 4-0. Also in action tonight in the Eastern Dakota Conference Tournament, we have Grafton Park River taking on West Fargo. Fargo Davies is going to be taking on Grand Forks Central. That's the broadcast that we have available for you here on KNOX Live Sports. Also on KNOX Live Sports, and then on the flagship 1310 AM 107.9 1033 FM will be Grand Forks Red River hosting West Fargo Cheyenne. That'll be taking place over at the Blue Line Club Iceplex here in Grand Forks. Then games across the state as well will be out west. We have Bismarck traveling to Hazen Beulah. And then Jamestown will be making their way to the Mesa to take on Minot United. No longer just Minot High and Minot North co-oping to create the newly created team in North Dakota high school hockey, that is Minot United. Last year when Grand Forks Central played Fargo Davies, they swept the season series over the Eagles in the regular season, winning by a score of 5-2 and 6-2. And then in the Eastern Dakota Conference semifinals here inside Purple Arena, losing in a blowout, a score of 9-0. So Fargo Davies trying to break the enigma that is Grand Forks Central, a team with very high expectations. They obviously have a target on their back, winning the state championship a season ago, bringing back talented playmakers like Cooper DeZiel, like Ryder Rivard, Shea Kwame also contributing on that top line. Their goaltending combination of Weston Nielsen and Rylan Burke, adding new exciting sophomore Nolan Marto. Grand Forks Central has very high expectations, but they're still going to have to play the games that are on their schedule, and that includes a matchup against Fargo Davies, who feels they have the talent to make another run to the state tournament here in the 2025-2026 season. This is our look at the drive for the title as we continue to make our way through this pregame show. Pregame show is brought to you by Signature Graphics. We craft your vision. You watch it come to life. And also True North Equipment. True to our values, driven by you, your local John Deere dealer. We're going to take another break as the warm-ups are just wrapping up here inside Purpur Arena. When we come back, we'll break down this action even more by taking a look at the players that we will keep an eye on tonight between Grand Forks Central and Fargo Davies. 6:30 puck drop coming up on KNOX Live Sports.
Rust, salt, and time are the biggest enemies for a fuel tank. Never fear, because Grand Forks Welding is here to take care of your enemies for you. We not only fix or patch your tanks, but we can custom fabricate any kind of replacement fuel tanks or service unit. Go to grandforkswelding.com.
Your family deserves clean, filtered water. High Plains Water offers Millennium Drink Water System, which delivers great tasting water and also eliminates harmful impurities. Professionally installed and maintained by High Plains Water of Grand Forks. See them at highplainswater.com.
Big Jim's Tire is the area's #1 farm and ag tire supplier, and with harvest here, you want the best. Best tires, best service, and Big Jim's will get it done fast to get you moving again. Big Jim's Tire, Grand Forks.
Today, the PS stands for proper service for your home, farm, or business, which is what you'll get from the team at PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks. Whether you need a door fixed or just thinking about replacing what you already have, get your proper service at psgaragedoors.com.
Nothing feels or performs better than a properly fitted golf club. Whether it's irons, driver, or putter, call us today for your free club fitting. For over 30 years, the Golf Center in Grand Forks has been your club fitting leader.
Valley Truck in East Grand Forks is proud to support our local high school athletes. With over 400 years of combined experience, they keep our community moving on and off the field. Trusted repairs, quality parts, and support for the next generation.
Pro Ag in Grand Forks and Grafton carries the equipment and parts on hand to make your farming operation run smooth. They carry all major brands like Honeybee, Alloway, Amity, Artex, Hardy, Capello, Monosem, Pickett, Wilrich, and Black Ace. So whether you're trading in, buying, or just need parts, go to ProAgEquip.com to see everything Pro Ag has to offer.
We very much take a lot of pride in our work. Customer service has always been our #1.
We have the best materials. You're going to have the best people in the area to do the job.
If you can dream it up, we can make it happen.
Or head to gworkslf.com to get started.
From tears in your car, truck, boat, or farm equipment seats to making boat covers or complete restorations of the interior of your hot rod, Finest Auto Trim in Grand Forks can make the inside of your rides look brand new. Big or small, Finest Auto Trim can cover it all. To get a quote, go to finestautotrim.com.
Welcome back to our coverage of North Dakota high school hockey on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales KNOX Live Sports Network, getting ready for a 6:30 puck drop inside Purpur Arena, gearing up for a matchup between Grand Forks Central and Fargo Davies. We'll continue to make our way through this pregame report, brought to you by Signature Graphics. We craft your vision. You watch it come to life, as well as True North Equipment, true to our values and driven by you. We will take a look at our next segment, and that is going to be us taking a look at the players that we're going to keep an eye on tonight during this matchup, and this is our Tools of the Game segment, brought to you by State Farm Logan Karski Agency here in Grand Forks. Building game plans to protect what matters most to you: home insurance, auto insurance, life insurance. Bundle it all together with Logan at State Farm here in Grand Forks. Starting off with the visitors, still only 2 games into their season are the Eagles. Once again, they have a 1-1 record, a 4-0 win against Minot United, and then losing to West Fargo Cheyenne on Tuesday, a score of 4-3 in that matchup. Their leading scorers are Bo Rademacher. He has 3 points, 1 goal, and 2 assists. Also, Noah Schmidt with the same stat line, 1 goal and 2 assists. He has 3 points on the season. And then we have Sam Glur. Sam Glur also has 3 points, but as you can see there, he leads the Eagles in goals. He has 2 goals and 1 assist to put him at the 3-point mark. 3 players with 3 points on the season very early on for Fargo Davies, and those are going to be the players that we're going to be keeping an eye on tonight. And their goaltender is Brecken Metcalf. He has played both games in net, and he will get the start tonight for the Eagles. Brecken Metcalf, his stats very early on this season: 1-1 record, a 2.02 goals against average, and an over 920 save percentage, 925 save percentage for the netminder for Fargo Davies. That is Brecken Metcalf. And now turning our attention to the home team, the defending state champions, the Grand Forks Central Knights. The players that we're going to keep an eye on are going to be Cooper DeZiel, making his return for his senior season for the Knights. He's off to a hot start through 3 games, averaging 2 points per game, only 1 goal to his record so far, so he's making plays out on the ice along with his teammates Ryder Rivard and Che Kwame. They will make up line number 1 for Grand Forks Central, have been throughout the season, and will continue to do so here in game number 3 against Fargo Davies. Cooper DeZiel with 1 goal and 5 assists, 6 total points. His line mate, Ryder Rivard, has 5 points, 2 goals, and 3 assists. And then we also see Che Kwame, not on your screen, but he also is included on that top forward line for the Knights. He has 3 goals and 1 assist for 4 total points on the year. And then the leading goal scorer along with Kwame is going to be Rylan Spicer. Rylan Spicer is on that second line along with Gavin Walkenfoos and Nolan Marto. He has 3 goals and 4 points to his record very early on here in the state championship defending season for Grand Forks Central. This is, again, our tools of the game, and it would not be possible without our supporter, Logan at State Farm. State Farm, Logan Karski Agency, building game plans to protect what matters most to you, and we will use this as a segue into our starting lineups. The starting lineups are, we're just going to read off forward line number 1, the top defensive pairing, and then who's starting in net for both of these teams. These starting lineups brought to you by Forks Fence Company, powered by Greenworks, Grand Forks' number 1 fence company. Starting off with the visitors, that is going to be our Fargo Davies Eagles. Moving from left to right, the left winger is going to be number 6. That's Joe Lindstedt. Joe Lindstedt is one of the top players for Fargo Davies on that top line. Then centering the line number 1 for Fargo Davies is going to be number 11, Kaysen Currents. And then the right winger is going to be Carter Sahlberg. Defensive pairing number 1 includes a combination of Dom Diebert and Duncan Metcalf. And starting in net, like we mentioned just a minute ago, will be Brecken Metcalf. Brecken Metcalf for Fargo Davies will be the starting netminder. Off to a solid start, just 2 games in, very early on here in the 2025-2026 season in North Dakota high school hockey. And our starting lineups for your Grand Forks Central Knights, starting with the forward line, number 1, the left wing, number 9, Ryder Rivard. Centering the first line for the Knights will be senior Cooper DeZiel, and then on the right wing will be Che Kwame. Defensive pairing number 1 features number 7, Wyatt Blake, and his defensive partner is going to be number 3, Logan Bina. Starting in net tonight for Grand Forks Central is going to be number 1, and that is going to be Rylan Burke. Rylan Burke and Weston Nielsen have split the net throughout their career. Classmates, both featured in the class of 2026, their senior season here for Grand Forks Central. Rylan Burke has only played 1 game so far of the 3 that Grand Forks Central have played so far this year. He has a 0-1 record, so played against East Grand Forks inside the Civic Center. East Grand Forks took advantage of the power play opportunities that they were presented with to edge out Grand Forks Central by a score of 3-2 in that Gambucci Cup rivalry matchup. And he gave up 3 goals in that game with a solid save percentage of .900. And that is our starting lineups for both Fargo Davies and the home team, the Grand Forks Central Knights. These starting lineups brought to you by Forks Fence Company, powered by Greenworks. We're going to take another break here in this pregame report. Pregame report, once again, would not be possible without our supporters at Signature Graphics and True North Equipment. When we come back, we'll take a look at our keys to the game. These keys to the game will be coming up after this brief break.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting someone who pays attention to the little things that make a big difference. And to keep your family cool this summer, it takes Bryant.
Connect with Thermal Air today, your Bryant certified dealer.
In Grand Forks, it's about more than just where you live. It's about the people you trust when life happens.
At Logan Karski State Farm, we're proud to protect what matters most. I'm Logan Karski with State Farm, and we'd be honored to be your good neighbor.
When the lights go out, count on the pros. Bergstrom Electric in Grand Forks, the area's largest full-service electrical contractor. From commercial builds to homes, they're trusted for quality, safety, and award-winning work. Call today, 701-775-8897.
When you need the right part for your pickup, head to Northwood or call Mike's Custom Truck. Amanda will drop ship any part you need: turbos, upgraded fuel pumps, Edge products, and more. Mike's Custom Truck, 587-6335.
Nelson Auto in Grand Forks is proud to sponsor area athletics. We know the value of a good team, and we'd like to invite you in to meet our team. See how our team takes care of you and your family. Nelson Auto at Grand Forks, home to Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
Hey, this is Pastor Paul. I'd like to welcome you to Hope Church, especially if you're a person that doesn't have a place where you hang out spiritually. We would love for you to come and experience hope and find God. Hope Church, 9, 10:30, and 6 p.m. on Sundays. For more information, you can check out gfhope.org.
Pick 6 for $19.99, a perfect meal for two.
That's gotta rhyme.
Well, how about munching on Pick 6, my mouth going yap, yap. People always staring at my wings, they go flap, flap. Davis so surprised because he didn't know I'd rap. Pick 6 meal for two for $19.99.
H&S Electrical Services is proud to support local high school sports. From homes to industry, we deliver safe, reliable electrical solutions. Locally owned and operated, our skilled team ensures quality and service you can trust. H&S, trusted in your homes and business.
Welcome back to our coverage of North Dakota high school hockey on the KNOX Live Sports Network. We're getting ready for a 6:30 puck drop inside Purpur Arena. Might be a couple of minutes past the half part of the hour, but that gives us more time to make our way through this pregame show, which is brought to you by True North Equipment. True to our values, driven by you, your local John Deere dealer. And Signature Graphics. We craft your vision, you watch it come to life. Professionalize your team by getting them some branded apparel. Or if you're looking for some gear for your rec league sports team, whether that be slow pitch softball, volleyball, whatever it is that you do where you need apparel, reach out to our partners at Signature Graphics. Our next segment that we're going to take a look at as part of this pregame report will be our keys to the game. These keys to the game brought to you by Jarrell Sports Hockey World. See what's new for the season. Stop in today. Hockey season obviously has arrived, and with that you will need the gear to keep you ready for the action, whether you need sock tape, stick tape, skate sharpening, or if you need to replace some older gear that you put off purchasing in the off season. No better place to go than our partners at Hockey World, Jarrell Sports. See what's new for the season and stop in today. Starting off with the visitors, the Fargo Davies Eagles. They're well aware of the matchup that they have tonight against Grand Forks Central. We mentioned it earlier on during this pregame report. Last year, they were swept by the Knights in the regular season and then also losing in the EDC semifinal. That EDC semifinal was a 9-0 victory for Grand Forks Central. So Davies is well aware of the talent that they have. Then getting swept in the regular season as well, 5-2 and 6-2. So how can they try prevent similar margins here in the 2025-26 season? Well, playing the matchups, Grand Forks Central has very talented lines 1 through 3, and then their defensive pairings, they feel comfortable with all 6 on the ice, as well as 2 goaltenders can only play one of those. But the top line for Fargo Davies, Lindstedt, Currents, and Solberg, maybe they're going to be able to get out there in an opportunity against Grand Forks Central's third line or against that fourth line. That's tougher to do when you're the visiting team. The Knights will have the last change tonight on their home ice inside Purpur Arena. And then also beware of the forecheck. Grand Forks Central, well known for their tenacious efforts in the offensive zone, especially below the dot. So the defenders for Fargo Davies are going to have to make crisp passes in their defensive zone, clean breakout passes, maybe attempt a stretch pass here or there, but you got to be careful of the risks that you take in your defensive zone. Some of the veteran defenders for Fargo Davies, including their captain, Duncan Metcalf, or one of their assistant captains, I should say, Duncan Metcalf, along with Diebert is another one of the top players for Fargo Davies. They're going to get a lot of ice time, that top defensive pairing for the Eagles. And our keys to the game for the home team, Grand Forks Central, continuity down the roster. They've had a lot of production from that top line when we took a look at those tools of the game, brought to you by State Farm Logan Karski Agency. We basically just read off forward line number 1, Rivard, DeZiel, Kwame. We also featured Ryland Spicer as well. Grand Forks Central is going to try build some more depth from a scoring perspective. They would like to see lines 2, 3, and 4 even contribute from the offensive perspective. So try to build that depth and then build some blue line progress as well. You got some new players on the back end, some veterans like Wyatt Blake, and then also number 6 for Grand Forks Central, Bodie Burris. But they also have some newcomers as well, so they're going to want to continue to progress on the back end, help out their goaltender, Ryland Burke, keep those plays and rush opportunities to the outside, and then similar to what we mentioned for Fargo Davies, those crisp passes from the defensive zone, finding the open man and skating it out when necessary. So those are our keys to the game, looking to build depth for Grand Forks Central and continue to develop those younger defensemen on the blue line. These keys to the game, once again, brought to you by Jarrell Sports. See what's new for the season. Stop in today. Hockey season is here. But if you don't play hockey, they have gear for whatever sport it is you play, whether that be basketball, volleyball, baseball, softball, what have you. See what's new for the season and stop in today. We're going to take one final break of this pregame report. When we come back, we will be close to puck drop inside Purpur Arena. This is our coverage of Grand Forks Central Hockey on KNOX Live Sports.
It's game day, and whether you're feeding the family or the entire team, Hugo's is the place to go. Score big with favorites from the meat department, delicious fresh veggies, and don't forget about the bakery to celebrate the big win. Hugo's Family Marketplace, your game day headquarters.
Thief River Glass handles it all. Aluminum storefronts, auto glass, windows, shower enclosures, and more. Just like our athletes, we're built for every season. No job is too big or too small. Call 218-681-1333 for year-round dependable service.
When you're looking for a change of pace, a change of routine, or a change of scenery, we'll help you find what's next. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. For you, for life.
Ready to launch your future? At Northland Community and Technical College, opportunity starts here. Train for high-demand technical and skilled trades or start with an affordable Associates of Arts degree and transfer with ease. Visit northlandcollege.edu.
The Kubota BX Series, rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Talk to your Kubota dealer to schedule a demo.
For expert sales and service, visit Acme Equipment or online at acmekubota.com.
The body shop you work with is your choice, so pick the local team with the service you trust. Modern Auto Body in Grand Forks can make it look like the accident never happened. Schedule an appointment for an estimate on our website or give us a call.
That will wrap up our pregame show as we're just reading off the starting lineups here inside Cliff Fido Purpur Arena. Grand Forks Central taking on Fargo Davies. That pregame show was brought to you by our partners, True North Equipment, true to our values and driven by you, as well as Signature Graphics. We craft your vision, you watch it come to life. We bring you video coverage tonight on KNOX Live Sports, completely free to you. No subscription necessary, no paywall that exists. So please, please make sure to support those who support us, our sponsors, whether it's a commercial that you see during one of our breaks or a live read that I mention on air. None of our coverage of Greater Grand Forks High School athletics would be possible without our great sponsors. Also in action tonight, it is the busiest time of year for KNOX Sports. That is the winter sports season. Ryan Cunningham over at the Blue Line Club Iceplex, formerly known as Eagles Arena, for another Eastern Dakota Conference hockey matchup between Grand Forks, Red River, and West Fargo Cheyenne. So we will try to provide score updates for that game as they become available to us. But you can simply click on the logo of our channel, then click on the live tab to take a look at what we have broadcasting tonight. And that's what's taking place here inside Purpur Arena between Grand Forks Central and then also over at the Blue Line Club Iceplex between Grand Forks, Red River, and West Fargo Cheyenne. While you're at it, subscribe to the channel, and you will get email updates every time that we schedule a broadcast. Like we mentioned, winter sports season, the busiest time of year for KNOX Sports, and a lot of that has to do with how much Grand Forks loves its hockey. Grand Forks Central, Grand Forks Red River, as well as East Grand Forks. We're getting ready to play the national anthem here inside Purpur Arena, so we're going to take one final break. When we come back, it's puck drop inside Purpur Arena. Grand Forks Central hockey on KNOX Live Sports.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivard's Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
Just wrapping up the Star Spangled Banner inside Purpur Arena. We're just moments away from puck drop on the Rivard's Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales KNOX Live Sports Network. This matchup between the defending state champions, your Grand Forks Central Knights, and the visitors, the Fargo Davies Eagles. The Eagles in their away uniforms, wearing black jerseys with more crimson than maroon breezers and helmets. Grand Forks Central in their traditional home uniforms, wearing white jerseys and socks, and that maroon, traditional Grand Forks Central maroon on their breezers and helmets. The referees for tonight's matchup, we have Matt Palmasino and Nathan Kennedy, and then on the lines is going to be Brandon Toback. The coaching staff for Fargo Davies includes Nate Metcalf, Austin Troussaint, Aiden Potas, Jeremy Tandesky, and Christian Kankelfritz. And then the coaching staff for Grand Forks Central features the head coach Grant Paranika and his assistants Matt Moreland, Tim Gregoire, and Jake Plutowski. We are ready to roll, folks. This is North Dakota High School Hockey on KNOX Live Sports. My name is Sam Jensen. I'll be doing the play-by-play for you this evening. Grand Forks Central will be making their way here in period number 1 from right to left on your screen. Making their way from left to right will be the visitors, Fargo Davies. DeZiel versus Currents on the opening faceoff. It's won by Davies. A turnover in the neutral zone. Possession doesn't last long for the Knights, and then chasing after what was a delayed offsides is Ryder Rivard. So that will be whistled dead, and we will start our clock to get caught up with what we have here inside Purpur Arena. Just 6 seconds gone, and we'll have a neutral zone faceoff. This time it's won by Grand Forks Central, but it goes all the way back to behind their own goal line where Blake plays it. He throws it to the far wall. Kwame trying to center a breakout pass. It gets deflected, and Fargo Davies will dump it back deep. Blake has it behind his net. He goes to his defensive partner, Bina, over to the far wall. Kwame turns it over. Fargo Davies looking for an opportunity. Below the goal line, there's Lindstedt chasing it to the near corner. Rivard wins that puck battle, and he throws his body around. A big hit on the near wall, delivering the blow for Grand Forks Central as Ryder Rivard. Coming back all the way to the other side of the ice. Here's Rivard at the goal line. He's looking for a streaking DeZiel making his way towards the net. It's broken up. Here comes Fargo Davies coming back the other way. They get it deep into the Grand Forks Central zone. Burris on the near side is able to get it out to center ice. Kwame passes it over to the far side. Nielsen enters the attacking zone. Grand Forks Central will go for a line change. Walkenfu centering feed, trying to get connected to Marto. Not able to get it in his wheelhouse. Keeping it in the zone for Grand Forks Central is Ryland Spicer. Davies breaking it out of their own zone. A turnover. Here's Marto. Marto with the shot, and he scores. Highlight reel goal for Nolan Marto after he forces a turnover in the attacking zone for Grand Forks Central. Let's take a look at that replay, brought to you by American Family Insurance, Tyler Nagel Agency. Keeping the puck in the zone was Spicer, and then Grand Forks Central forces a turnover. We talked about that during our keys of the game. Fargo Davies wanting to be clean on their breakout passes, and Marto with a high blocker shot to give Grand Forks Central the 1-0 lead with just 15:28 remaining here in period number 1. Write that down into my box score. It's for sure from Marto. Ryland Spicer will be given credit with the assist. So with 15:28 remaining in period number 1, it's Marto from Spicer. That is Marto's first high school goal in his career. The sophomore standout for Grand Forks Central is able to get that monkey off his back. Davies with an opportunity now, trailing by 1, just under 15 minutes remaining here in period number 1. Skating effortlessly through center ice is Ryland Spicer. He's going to cough it up in the attacking zone. Fargo Davies clears, and Blake collects it at his own blue line. Grand Forks Central trying to move it through center ice. They run into traffic. Now Blake is going to have to retreat, chasing down Lindstedt, and Lindstedt forces a turnover, comes back to the point. Shot, save made by Burke. Rebound comes to the near corner, collected by Davies. Now they're starting to create some pressure off the forecheck, are the Eagles, but finally it comes out to center ice. Doing so for Grand Forks Central is Jacob Spicer. Bina at his own blue line. He moves it up to Kirkaby. Kirkaby from the Fargo Davies blue line will ring it around all the way to the far hash mark. Spicer pushes it below the goal line of Fargo Davies. All 3 Knights below that goal line. A lot of space for Fargo Davies to skate it out of their zone. Here's Lindstedt. He'll cross the red line, dump it deep, and the Eagles will go for a line change. Grand Forks Central with room to operate. Here's Clausen. Clausen crosses center ice. Passes it to himself off the near wall, has it below the Eagle goal line. Looking for some support. Gibbs helping out Clausen down low, forcing a turnover. Bensley, here's line number 4 for Grand Forks Central. Generating some offensive zone possession time. Here's Bensley dumping it deep. It's played by Metcalf behind his own net. Fargo Davies looking for a stretch pass, and the pass is chest high of its intended target. It looks like they were looking to get connected with Parmer, but nothing takes place out of that opportunity. Here's Panzer, the defender for Grand Forks Central, has it on the near wall. Forechecker on him is able to make the pass to the near wing, and Grand Forks Central clears it out to center ice. Fargo Davies trying to re-enter the attacking zone, trying to keep the puck away from the attackers is Cutterba. Cutterba passes it up to the far wing, gets a return pass, then a nice pass up to center ice, getting connected with Bensley. Bensley will dump it deep, and Grand Forks Central will go for a line change. Here's Gibbs trying to make his way towards the net. He has that one taken away. That's Deeber down low. And the Eagles clear it out to center ice. Bina goes D-to-D with Blake. Blake crossing the red line. His dump-in attempt brushed up with the official. Rivard will play it below the goal line. Rivard back high to Kwame. Back down low to DeZiel. Comes to Rivard on the far side. Nice puck movement from Grand Forks Central. Rivard tries to finish that one on the backhand, but it will miss high and ring around all the way out of the zone. Blake will dump it back deep for Grand Forks Central. Here's Rivard to the far side. Kwame trying to get connected with DeZiel right in front of the net, but that pass is deflected. Fargo Davies once again able to clear. And in a clearing attempt there from the Eagles, from Voller, will go into the Eagle bench. That will stop the clock with 12:01 remaining in period number 1. Grand Forks Central leading by a score of 1-0 on our Ultra Hill System scoreboard, thanks to a goal scored, the first career goal for Nolan Marto, sophomore forward for the Knights. Good work there by that line number 1. Here's the second line for Grand Forks Central, featuring Walkenfoos, Marto, and Ryland Spicer. The Eagles are able to maintain possession after the defensive zone draw. Skating this one up is Parmer. He dumps it deep into the attacking zone. The Knights are quick to clear it out. And with it on his stick is Nielsen. He's looking for a stretch pass to the far blue line to get connected with Rivard. Kwame instead gives chase. First line did not change out. This is still that top line for the Knights. Kwame has it below the goal line. Centering feed goes all the way back to the Grand Forks Central zone. It will be played by Burke. Burke will look for a stretch pass himself. He finds Kwame at the red line. Kwame with an Eagle on him. That's going to be Olsen, but Grand Forks Central is able to skate away with it. Doing so is Marto. Marto with a pass looking for a breakout reception is upended, but he pops right back up, and the Knights enter the attacking zone. Here's Rademacher. He's going to clear this one, and it is not going to be deflected by Grand Forks Central, so that will result in an icing call with 11 minutes remaining in the first period. Only one shot on goal according to the scoreboard here inside Purple Arena, and that's the goal that's been scored by Martel. But certainly it feels like the ice has been tilted in favor of Grand Forks Central. Marto taking this offensive zone draw to the left of Metcalf. It's won by Davies. The Eagles get it out to center ice, but they will turn it over there to Marto. Marto gives it back to the blue line, comes to the near side. Panzer from his own blue line, passes it up to the red line where Marto will pick it up in stride. He gets taken down. No call on the play, but the Knights have offensive zone possession. A shot thrown on net there by Panzer. The save easily made by Metcalf. Rebound goes to the far side, and the Eagles are able to break it out and enter the attacking zone. The Knights quick to break this one out, playing it from his own blue line for Fargo Davies. That's going to be number 25, Mason correction, that's going to be, we do not have a 25 listed for Fargo Davies, so I'm going to try to get that resolved. That is going to be Dom Diebert. Dom Diebert is another player for Fargo Davies as we have an icing called against Grand Forks Central, so that will result in an offensive zone draw with just over 10 minutes remaining in period number one. The draw just sits on top of the face-off dot for a second, but finally Grand Forks Central collects it below the goal line. Bina tries to deflect it up off the glass. It goes up into the netting, and we're going to have a stoppage. Thank you. Hearing a word from our counterparts here inside Purple Arena, and we have a close play. Nielsen having to really squeeze that one in between his arm and his padding. We have some extra pushing and shoving after the whistle. Don't think it will result in any penalties, but an opportunity for Fargo Davies. And we will have, it looks like these will be coincidental minors, so we should continue to play 5-on-5. Loading in that Marto goal that we will have for you. After the period number one wraps up for our first intermission report, we do continue to play 5-on-5. Bina collects it below his own goal line, skates it over to the far side, and he'll skate it out of the zone by himself. Here comes Bina. Pass over to the far side to Gibbs. Gibbs centering feed gets broken up. Here come the Eagles with speed coming back the other way. This is Currents. Currents trying to make his way towards the net. But that one will be saved by the netminder for Grand Forks Central, Ryland Burke. And another player for Davies. It appears their line chart has switched up on us a little bit, so we're going to have to make those updates. That was Emmerich Netland making his way towards the net for the Eagles, putting a shot on net. Offensive zone draw won by Davies. They put it low below the goal line, comes to the near wing. It's picked up by Rivard. Nice breakout play to the far side. Kwame enters the attacking zone, driving wide, circles the net, comes to the near side. Here's Che Kwame. Pass to the far point to Nielsen. It's in his feet, and he's going to have to retreat out towards center ice, and he will dump it deep. It's collected there by Voller. Voller almost coughs it up, but is able to skate it out to the top of the circles and get it out to center ice. Onto the tape of his teammate. That's going to be number 22 for Fargo Davies, Carter Salberg. Salberg gets taken down in the near corner by DeZiel. He tries pass it up to Rivard, goes all the way to the point. Looking for a tip there for the Eagles is Brody Palmer. But the tip misses wide. Eagles trying to re-enter the attacking zone. They turn it over at the central blue line. Nielsen has it in his own end. Nice pass through center ice to Rivard. Rivard over to the far side to Zeal. Back to Kwame. Kwame looking for a shot on net. It hits traffic. Blocking that shot for Fargo Davies is Duncan Metcalf. A shot on the far side for Grand Forks' number 20. That's Clausen. And a save is made by Metcalf. The defender, Metcalf, comes up to the Eagles' blue line on the near side. Olsen tips it. A near turnover there to Bensley for Grand Forks Central, but the Eagles are able to break it out finally. Not able to cross the red line cleanly, but we will have a penalty on the play, and we will try to get caught up, and we will have a media timeout. This timeout is brought to you by Big Jim's Tire and Apex Apparel. When we come back, the Fargo Davies Eagles will be going on the RBB Electric Power Play. We'll be right back.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, GrandTrailersales.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak Pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell's.
Welcome back. Once again, that timeout brought to you by our partners at Big Jim's Tire. No job is too big for Jim's. And also Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run apparel, sign, and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. 8:04 remaining. A penalty goes against Grand Forks Central's number 25. That's going to be Mason Bensley. 2 minutes for holding on the board. Grand Forks Central wins the defensive zone faceoff, and looking for an opportunity immediately there was Walkenfoos, but we have a turnover at the red line. The Eagles re-enter the attacking zone. Lindstedt has it on the near goal line. His centering feed goes all the way out to center ice, and having to retreat for the Eagles is going to be number 18, Duncan Metcalf. Eagles quickly pass it to the near wall. It comes to Currents. Here's Kaysen Currents on the near side. Comes back to the point. Here's Salberg. Salberg to the far side. A shot and a goal. Fargo Davies, number 18. That's Duncan Metcalf with the goal to even things up. That'll make it 1-1, and the Eagles take advantage on the power play with 7:24 remaining. Here's a look at that replay brought to you by American Family Insurance, Tyler Nagel Agency. Just a lot of room to operate for Metcalf, and he fires away and beats the netminder blocker side, and that will even things up 1 apiece. So I'll write this into my Duncan Metcalf, and the assist coming from number 11, Kaysen Currents. Metcalf from Currents with 7:20 remaining. We're getting caught up now, just 7 minutes remaining in period number 1. We're all knotted up, 1 apiece between the Knights and the Eagles. Fargo Davies able to take advantage on the power play, and they have the momentum at even strength. Salberg on the near side gets taken down. Blake will ring it around to the near wing. It's collected there by Kirkeby. Kirkeby skates it up to the red line. He'll hand it off to Clausen. Clausen at the high slot. Far side. Oh, almost a tic-tac-toe play. Trying to get connected. Jacob Spicer was with Kirkeby on the near post. Beautiful passing on display there from Central, but they were not able to hammer it home. All Swedish, no finish for the Knights. Nielsen will play this one to Cutterba. Cutterbar's clearing attempt unsuccessful, not once but twice. Good job holding the zone on the far side is Dom Diebert. Grand Forks Central struggling to break it out. Here's Kirkaby. And now the Knights get it out to center ice. Diebert pestering Kwame on the far side. Top line out there for Grand Forks Central. Eagles have it on the near hash marks in their own zone. Forecheck is active for the Knights. Puck is still stuck up against that near wall. Finally, Kwame will poke loose for a second. DeZiel trying to push it towards the net, but it's picked up by Lindstedt. Lindstedt deflects it in front of the Eagles bench out to center ice, and the Knights are going to have to regroup. Far side, Nielsen crosses the red line. He's going to cross ice, dump this one into the near corner. Going D to D are the Eagles, being pressured by Rivard, but able to pass this one to the far wing is Dom Diebert, and it will be deflected all the way down. Icing is called off. It's deflected by a Grand Forks Central player. They're going to say that one was touched by Burris. Burris fights for it in the near corner. Helping him out is DeZiel. Now DeZiel gains possession, and he's going to redirect it all the way to the far hash marks, where Kwame will chip it forward. Giving chase is Rivard. A turnover. Here's DeZiel. DeZiel trying to make his way back towards the center of the ice. He will lose his stick, and the Eagles will chip this one high off the glass all the way down, and it will be whistled for an icing with 4:50 remaining in period number 1. It's 1-1 on our All True Health System scoreboard. Goals scored by Nolan Marto for Grand Forks Central, and then on the power play for Fargo Davies, scoring that one was their defenseman Duncan Metcalf. Defensive zone draw, and possession is taken over by the Eagles. They try to break it out on the far side. They're pressed up against the wall. Prestang will push this one loose. Gibbs gives chase. The Eagles go D to D. Nice breakout play to the far side. This is Parmer entering the attacking zone. He's taken down, and Bina will push it up to the far wall, and Gibbs has room to skate. 3-on-2 for the Knights. Putting a shot on net is Prestang. Save is made by Metcalf, and he will hold on to it with 4:18 remaining in the first. Score still stands 1 apiece. Not a whole lot of shots on net to speak of early on here in the first. 4-2 is the total. Grand Forks Central leading in that category. Marto will take this faceoff. He wins it, an opportunity off the draw taken by Walkenfoos, but it goes right into the number of Brecken Metcalf, so just 3 seconds taken off the clock. We go down to 4:15, and we play on. The Eagles have possession after the faceoff. Comes to the near side. Salberg centering breakout pass. Gets broken up. Re-entering the attacking zone is Cutterba. Cutterba dumps it in. Marto forces a turnover below the goal line. Walkenfoos over to the far side. Spicer comes back to the point. Cutterba. Spicer top of the far circle. Rounding the wagons. Has it in the near hash marks. Comes back to the point. Back over to the far side. Cutterba's shot loose up front. It's a goal for Grand Forks Central. We'll capture that replay. Not entirely sure. Leading the handshake line for the Knights is going to be number 12, Ryland Spicer. Here's that replay brought to you by American Family Insurance, Tyler Nagel Agency. Cutterba throwing a shot towards the net from the far point. It gets deflected, and Spicer, with good net front presence, is able to hammer home the rebound for the goal. We'll await the announcement from the public address announcer. So with 3:40 remaining in period number 1, Spicer is able to regain the lead for Grand Forks Central. Here's the announcement. Spicer from Marto. So that's the inverse of the first goal for Grand Forks Central. We'll have all of these highlights available for you at the first intermission. Each goal we will have a highlight for you and bring you through our Bergstrom Electric scoring summary. Eagles trying to even it up again. Here's Glur below the goal line. He gets pressed up by Nielsen on the end wall. Glur trying to make his way towards the net. Puck is loose in the high slot, dangerous area, but it comes out to center ice. Giving chase is Jacob Spicer. He pushes it forward, and the Eagle defender chips it off the glass, and Nielsen will have to retreat. Nice stretch pass all the way to the Davies blue line. Knights not able to hold on to that one, and the Eagles will regain the offensive zone. Doing so is going to be Glur. Glur pushes it deep. Central tries to ring it out of the defensive zone, but it's held in nicely by the near side defenseman. Another nice pinch there by Persons. Finally, a D-to-D goes to Nielsen, and he's going to chip it off the glass, and Ryder Rivard will give chase, and he's just one stride too late. And that'll stop our clock with just over 2:10 remaining in the first period. Grand Forks Central leading Fargo Davies by a score of 2-1 on our All True Health System scoreboard. Goals from Marto and Rylan Spicer. The Lowell Sandwich, a power play goal from Fargo Davies, scored by Duncan Metcalf. And the Eagles are not, they try bring it back to the point, but it goes into the foot of the defenseman on the far side. Emmerich Netland is not able to hold the zone. The Eagles re-enter the attacking end, but quick to break it out are the Central Knights. Putting it right back deep for Davies is going to be Kaysen Currents. Knights trying to break it out cleanly, not able to do so. Currents causes a disruption on the far wall. Grand Forks Central clears, and the Eagles will have to regroup. They will go for a partial line change. Bina has it behind his own net. Pass to the far side, Blake. He moves it forward to Kwame. Kwame enters the attacking zone, but does so offsides. Offsides on the near side was Ryder Rivard. That will stop our clock with 1:30 left in period number 1. Shots on net now 7-2 in favor of Grand Forks Central. They also lead where it matters in the scoring department, 2-1 on our All True Health System scoreboard. Trying to dump this one deep is Cutterba, and the Eagles will have to break it out from their own zone. Nice breakout on the near wall. Centering feed goes into the skates of Peterson. Grand Forks Central gains possession at their own blue line. Skating this one forward is Rivard. That was Prestang actually skating it out. And here's Gibbs trying to push it towards the net. It hits traffic, and the goal scorer Metcalf will pass it to the far wing, but not able to clear our Fargo Davies. The clearing attempt from Peterson unsuccessful, held in nicely by Cutterba. Here's Peterson, once again not able to break it out cleanly. A turnover and a chance for Grand Forks Central. Shot coming from number 13, Nolan Marto. His one-timer misses wide. Just 40 seconds remaining in the first period. Cutterba retreats and collects it at his own goal line, looking to move quickly, passes it up to center ice. A turnover is forced there, and Gigstead is taken down as he tries to enter the attacking zone. It will be a delayed penalty. Fargo Davies will have another man advantage with just 23 seconds remaining here in period number 1. This penalty will be assessed against Grand Forks Central's defenseman. That's number 20, Carson Cutterba, sophomore D-man for the Knights. Will serve 2 minutes. And it's a cross-checking minor with just 23 seconds remaining. We'll have to provide verbal updates as we get caught up. And a chance for Fargo Davies on the near side. Blocker save made by Nielsen, shutting the door on Lindstedt, making a big save. Could have been 2 shots and 2 goals for the Eagles on the power play. But shutting the door this time is Rylan Burke. And wasting time below the goal line is Fargo Davies, and chasing after them is going to be number 10 for Grand Forks Central, Gavin Walkenfoos. That will do it for the end of period number 1. We're headed to the second. But first, our first intermission report is upcoming. Do not go anywhere. We'll show you highlights from all 3 goals of that first period. And then when we come back, that is what we will show you. It's going to be our intermission report. That will be brought to you by our sponsors, Grand Forks Welding and High Plains Water. It's Grand Forks Central 2, Fargo Davies 1 on the KNOX Live Sports Network.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivard's Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak Pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell's.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, GrandTrailersSales.com.
Signature Graphics in East Grand Forks is your one-stop shop for all your branding and design needs. From embroidery, vinyl wrapping, laser print, and more fully customized from start to finish, all in-house. Signature Graphics. We craft your vision. You watch it come to life.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
It's hard to explain what this feels like. We could try to put it into words, but nothing compares to experiencing it for yourself. You just have to get in the seat.
Visit True North Equipment at any of our 10 locations or at www.truenorthequipment.com.
Spray Advantage of Grand Forks carries everything you need for the chemical and fertilizer application on your farm. Pumps, tips, and tanks from 3 gallons all the way up to 10,000 gallons on hand. They can help with parts and accessories for the fertilizer and tillage equipment on your farm too. SprayAdvantage.com.
Apex Apparel is your quick turnaround apparel and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. If you're looking for direct-to-garment printing, embroidery work, or a huge selection of promotional items, come to Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run, quick turnaround apparel shop in Grand Forks.
The Ski and Bike Shop in Grand Forks. Gear up for ski season or hit the trails on a fat tire bike. At the Ski and Bike Shop, we offer top brands, ski and snowboard service, and everything you need for cold weather fun. The Ski and Bike Shop in Grand Forks, where your next adventure begins.
Welcome to our first intermission report, brought to you by our partners here on KNOX Live Sports, and that is going to be our intermission sponsors, Grand Forks Welding, the men of steel since 1885, and also High Plains Water, your home's clear choice for awesome water. Quality water will improve every aspect of your life. Better tasting water for one, clearer skin, and then softer clothes and softer sheets. So upgrade your water system with the trusted professionals at High Plains Water here in Grand Forks, serving other locations as well. After one period, it's Grand Forks Central 1. Grand Forks Central 2, rather. Fargo Davies 1. When we restart period number 2, the Eagles will still have 1:37 remaining on the RBB Electric power play. It was a cross-checking minor assist against number 20 for Grand Forks Central, Carson Cutterba. Right now we're going to bring you through a scoring summary, show you all of these goals, and talk about the players who contributed to each of these scores. Getting the scoring started at the 1:23 mark was Nolan Marto, getting his first career goal in a Knights uniform. Good job to hold the zone, and then a turnover forced by Rylan Spicer, who will get the assist on this one, and then it makes its way to Marto, and he goes high blocker side, beating Brecken Metcalf, and that was the first goal. Before Fargo Davies evened things up on the power play, a lot of room to work with for Duncan Metcalf at the top of the far circle, and he puts home that power play goal, the assist coming from Kaysen Currents, the far circle, and then at the rounding the wagons, 18 mark with period number 1 winding down. Rylan Spicer back over to the far side. Cutterba shot loose up front. It's a goal for Grand Forks Central. Nolan Marto, a shot from the point, hits traffic, gets deflected, and then it is eventually hammered home by Rylan Spicer. That is our scoring summary after period number 1. Grand Forks Central leading Fargo Davies 2-1 on our All True Health System scoreboard. That scoring summary is brought to you by our light the lamp sponsor, Bergstrom Electric. The light does shine brighter, and we will continue to provide scoring updates as they become available to us. Not sure on what the score is. I'm going to text our colleagues over at the Blue Line Club Iceplex to get a scoring update from what's taking place there in the matchup between Grand Forks Red River and West Fargo Cheyenne. Grand Forks Central leading 2-1. Fargo Davies only putting 3 shots up on goal, 2 of those coming on the RBB Electric power play. The only goal that they scored coming from Duncan Metcalf was with the man advantage. The 2 goals scored by Grand Forks Central coming at even strength, and we have the time. We'll go ahead and show you those goals again. This first goal scored by Nolan Marto, once again his first as a Grand Forks Central Knight. The stellar sophomore is able to put one home in the high slot, beating the netminder high blocker side. Fargo Davies just 5 seconds into their power play, or less than 15 seconds into their power play, I should say. Duncan Metcalf is able to put one home, just the second shot on net on the night for the Eagles. The far circle, and they're able to take advantage on the man advantage. Wagons, has a shot coming from the point, back to the far side. Good net front presence. To the far side, Cutterbush shot loose up front. It's a goal for Grand Forks Central. His desire to have an increased net front presence, and that directly led to that second goal for Grand Forks Central. Good job blocking the vision of the netminder for Davies was Rylan Spicer, and then he was able to hammer home the rebound after the Brecken Metcalf was able to make that initial save from the point. Grand Forks Central playing with a lot of speed, and who stands out immediately is that top line. Ryder Rivard, Cooper DeZiel, and Che Kwame. They move the puck fluidly through all 3 zones. Almost had a highlight reel goal. Would have been Sports Center top 10 material in all honesty, but not able to take advantage on the near post were the Knights on that opportunity, but they moved the puck effectively. The top line, arguably the top line in the state for Grant Paranika. We're going to take another break here in this intermission report. When we come back, we'll try to have a scoring update available for you, and then we'll continue to talk about this matchup between the Knights and the Eagles here inside Purpur Arena. This is our intermission report brought to you by Grand Forks Welding and High Plains Water, as we're bringing you Grand Forks Central Hockey on KNOX Live Sports.
Rust, salt, and time are the biggest enemies for a fuel tank. Never fear, because Grand Forks Welding is here to take care of your enemies for you. We not only fix or patch your tanks, but we can custom fabricate any kind of replacement fuel tanks or service unit. Go to grandforkswelding.com.
Your family deserves clean, filtered water. High Plains Water offers Millennium Drink Water System, which delivers great tasting water and also eliminates harmful impurities. Professionally installed and maintained by High Plains Water of Grand Forks. See them at highplainswater.com.
Big Jim's Tire is the area's #1 farm and ag tire supplier, and with harvest here, you want the best. Best tires, best service, and Big Jim's will get it done fast to get you moving again. Big Jim's Tire, Grand Forks.
Today, the PS stands for proper service for your home, farm, or business, which is what you'll get from the team at PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks. Whether you need a door fixed or just thinking about replacing what you already have, get your proper service at psgaragedoors.com.
Nothing feels or performs better than a properly fitted golf club. Whether it's irons, driver, or putter, call us today for your free club fitting. For over 30 years, the Golf Center in Grand Forks has been your club fitting leader.
Valley Truck in East Grand Forks is proud to support our local high school athletes. With over 400 years of combined experience, they keep our community moving on and off the field. Trusted repairs, quality parts, and support for the next generation.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting someone who pays attention to the little things that make a big difference. And to keep your family cool this summer, it takes Bryant.
Connect with Thermal Air today, your Bryant certified dealer.
In Grand Forks, it's about more than just where you live. It's about the people you trust when life happens. At Logan Karski State Farm, we're proud to protect what matters most. I'm Logan Karski with State Farm, and we'd be honored to be your good neighbor.
When the lights go out, count on the pros. Bergstrom Electric in Grand Forks, the area's largest full-service electrical contractor. From commercial builds to homes, they're trusted for quality, safety, and award-winning work. Call today, 701-775-8897.
Welcome back to our coverage of Grand Forks Central Hockey on the Rivard's Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales KNOX Live Sports Network. After 17 minutes, it's the Knights leading the Eagles by a score of 2-1. Those goals being scored by Nolan Marto and Rylan Spicer, And then on both of those scores, it was Spicer providing the assist to Marto. And then on the Spicer goal, it was Marto providing the assist. So we got an inverse score on that first and second goal for Grand Forks Central. We're continuing to make our way through this first intermission break, brought to you by Grand Forks Welding, the men of steel since 1885, as well as High Plains Water, your home's clear choice for awesome water. And still waiting for a scoring update from the Blue Line Club Iceplex. I'm not sure in terms of when that first puck drop was over there. Ryan Cunningham and Ryan Kuntz on the call for that one. They'll have video coverage and radio coverage available for you, so you can click on the logo of our YouTube channel and then click on the live tab to check out the offerings that we have for you tonight. This matchup inside Purpur Arena between Central and Davies, and then over across town is Red River versus Cheyenne. And video coverage available for you on this one. While you're on our channel, might as well subscribe to our YouTube channel. Get email updates every time we schedule a broadcast, and it is the busiest time of year for KNOX Live Sports. A lot of that due to the coverage that we provide for high school hockey for both Grand Forks Central, Grand Forks Red River, as well as East Grand Forks, and our coverage of the EDC hockey tournament later in the beginning of quarter one of 2026. A reminder that this coverage is completely free to you. No subscription necessary, no paywall that exists. So please support those who support us. Whether it's a live read that you hear myself mention or an ad that you see during one of our breaks, none of our coverage would be possible without the support of our tremendous sponsors, especially our network sponsors. Grand Trailer Sales, your trusted partner in hauling solutions since 2007. Whether it's trailer sales, trailer service, or trailer rental, trust the experts at Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks as they're building a new centralized location. And then also Rivard's Turf and Forage, a specialized seed company in Grand Forks. Visit them and their selections at rivards.com. The Zamboni just coming off the ice, which means we're moments away. 2 penalties being taken by Grand Forks Central in that first period. The penalties being assessed. It was a roughing minor to Peyton Persons, and that's when, or correction, that was coincidental minors at the 6:59 mark of period number 1. Peyton Persons and Jacob Spicer being taken off the ice at the same time. Teams continued to play 5-on-5. And then at the 8:56 mark, Grand Forks Central's Mason Bensley went to the sin bin, a 2-minute minor for holding. And then at the 9:36 mark, so that's just 40 seconds later, into the RBB Electric power play, Fargo Davies was able to take advantage on the man advantage. Duncan Metcalf scoring from the top of the far circle. We'll show that highlight to you again. The power play goal scored by the Eagles. The assist coming from Kaysen Currents. He gives it to Metcalf, a whole lot of room to operate. You got to think that Grant Paranica would like his team to get a little bit more tight and apply more pressure up top when they're a man short. And for the first minute and 37 seconds of period number 2, Grand Forks Central will be short a man. Serving a penalty is Carson Cutterba. He had a cross-checking minor at the 16:37 mark of period number 1. Almost led to a goal almost immediately for Fargo Davies. A shot on the near side, but a great blocker save is made by the starting netminder for the Knights, Rylan Burke. The senior goaltender for Grand Forks Central comes in today's game with only 1 game under his belt. It was that loss against East Grand Forks, giving up 3 goals in that matchup, but a save percentage over .900. He's been sharing the net throughout his career with his classmate Weston Nielsen. Those are the goalies for Grand Forks Central. Brecken Metcalf through 1 period, 7 shots against him. He was able to make 5 saves just 2 games into the season, this being game number 3 for the Eagles. Metcalf has played and started each game for Davies. He has a record of 1-1 with just over 2 goals against and a save percentage, an impressive figure there, .925. The loss for Fargo Davies against West Fargo Cheyenne, they lost that game by a score of 4-3, but they outshot the Mustangs in that matchup, almost 2-1, over 40 shots on net for the Eagles and just over 20 shots on net for Cheyenne. So a game that was potentially stolen by the netminder for the Mustangs. No easy wins in the Eastern Dakota Conference Tournament. Here's a very early look at our standings so far early on in the 2025-2026 season. It will also show you the games that are also in action tonight. The other games that are in action tonight include Grafton Park River traveling down to Vets Arena in West Fargo to take on the Packers. Like we've mentioned, across town at the Blue Line Club Iceplex, West Fargo Cheyenne taking on Grand Forks Red River. And then out west in the WDA, Bismarck High, the Demons traveling to Hazen Beulah. And then the Blue Jays from Jamestown will go to Mesa and take on Minot United. This is our look at the drive for the title. Still very early on. Grand Forks Central has won their only conference matchup that they've played. Only North Dakota opponent that they've played very early on here in their state championship defending season for the Knights. They defeated Devils Lake on Tuesday by a score of 5-3 in Burdick Arena in Devils Lake. And then, like we mentioned, Fargo Davies only playing one league game, losing that one to West Fargo Cheyenne, a game where the Eagles outshot the Mustangs by a considerable margin, but the Mustangs were able to pull away with a victory. Grafton Park River with a win in overtime as well. That was another notable result. They were able to beat, I believe it was West Fargo who Grafton Park River beat, although I may be wrong on that one. That's just pure speculation on my point. It could have been Fargo Shanley as well. We'll have to double check from our sources online, but this is a very early look at the 2025-2026, a typo at the top of your graphic there, standings in the Eastern Dakota Conference. Grand Forks Central, like we've mentioned ad nauseum, defending their state title, where they beat Red River 1 season ago. And then for their opponent tonight, Fargo Davies, they came in to the state tournament inside the Ralph Engelstedt Arena as the number 4 seed in the EDC tournament, beating Devils Lake in a state play-in game. And they lost to the number 1 seed out west, Minot, and they were able to avenge that loss with a victory to start the season this year. The lone victory very early on for the Eagles is that 4-0 win against Minot United. We're going to take one final break. When we come back, we'll be ready for the third period of action inside the Cliff Fido Purpur Arena in Grand Forks. This is Grand Forks Central Knights Hockey on KNOX Live Sports.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivard's Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
Welcome back. That will wrap up our first intermission report on KNOX Live Sports. That intermission break brought to you by our partners at High Plains Water and Grand Forks Welding. Getting ready to start period number 2 inside Purpur Arena. Grand Forks Central leading their conference opponent, Fargo Davies, by a score of 2-1 on our All True Health System scoreboard. We'll show you these goals once again and bring you through one final scoring summary before we start the second period. This first goal, once again, is scored by Marto, the assist coming from Rylan Spicer, just creating havoc on the forecheck. Spicer gets it all by himself in the slot, just enough room to fire off a wrister to beat the netminder high glove side. The Eagles were able to take advantage on the power play, which they will have 1:37 to start period number 2 on the man advantage as well. That goal was scored by number 18, Duncan Metcalf. And then the Knights were able to regain the lead. This coming the wagons with just over 3.5 minutes comes remaining. Back to the point. And this is Rylan Spicer over to the far side.
Cutterbush shot loose up front. It's a goal for Grand Forks Central.
The assist on that one coming from Nolan Marto. That goal scored by Nolan Marto. Once again, his first career goal as a high school hockey player for Grand Forks Central. So got to give credit to him. I'm sure they kept the puck, and there's tape around it to commemorate the occasion. That scoring summary brought to you by Bergstrom Electric. The light does shine brighter. Trust the professionals, employee-owned company, serving many locations throughout North Dakota and Minnesota. Trust them for your home projects as well as the commercial builds that you may be a part of. Bergstrom Electric, the sponsor of our Light the Lamp scoring summary for high school hockey here on KNOX Live Sports. Teams are back on the ice. Like we mentioned, Fargo Davies will have the first 1 minute and 37 seconds of this second frame on the man advantage. They'll be moving from right to left on your screen. Grand Forks Central moving from left to right. Long change period in the second inside Cliff Fido Purper Arena. The linesman will make sure that both teams are ready to go. This linesman is Brandon Toback, and we are underway here in period number 2. Center ice face-off won by Grand Forks Central, and Bina will deflect it off the glass at center ice all the way down below the goal line of Davies. Here's Metcalf, the goal scorer, with an A on his right shoulder, an assistant captain for the Eagles. His pass through the neutral zone gets broken up nicely by Blake at the Knight blue line, and he will dump it deep to burn off more time on this power play. Good hustle on the far wall by Cooper DeZiel to burn off more clock. Now just over 1 minute remaining on this RBB Electric power play for Fargo Davies. Pass to the near wall does not get connected with its intended target. Icing is waved off. It hopped over the stick of its intended target, Joe Linsett, on the near side. Grand Forks Central quick to be able to break that one out towards center ice. It hits the linesman on the far side to prevent the puck from going all the way down. And the Eagles will try to set it up with just 37 seconds remaining on the power play. But that is immediately scooped up by Bina, and he will dump it all the way down. The Eagles will collect it at their own blue line. Room to skate here for the Eagles, number 22, Carter Salberg. Salberg gets pushed to the far corner, tries to bring it back to the point, but good job by Trey Kwame to win that foot race to clear it out to center ice. Just 13 seconds remaining on the power play. It moves forward to Kwame. He enters the attacking zone. He throws on the brakes. He's going to pass it to the near side. Nielsen looked like he was getting to fire off a wrist shot, but he skated past the puck, and he'll dump it below the goal line of the Eagles. And the Knights are officially back at full strength. We play 5-on-5 with just over 15 minutes remaining here in period number 2. The Knights leading the Eagles by a score of 2-1 on our All True Health System scoreboard. Here's Walkenfoos entering the attacking zone. Goes to the far side. Gets rung around all the way to the near hash marks. Looking for a return pass there is Rylan Spicer. It's in his skates. Walkenfoos will retreat, and a cycle will continue to take place. Nielsen at the point tries to deposit it back low, but it goes into the shin pads of the Eagle forward, number 5, Connor Peterson. Walkenfoos will touch this one forward to Marto. Marto showcases his speed, drives outside, not able to put it on net. Good defensive positioning there by Fargo Davies' Dom Diebert. Threat not over for the Knights. It comes back to the point where Cuttaba will give it to the near side. Shot coming from Rylan Spicer, gets deflected, goes over to the far corner. Marto will deposit it down low to Walkenfoos. Walkenfoos looking for a wraparound. Last second passes it up high to Cutterba. Looked like Cutterba was maybe a little surprised with that pass. Loose puck comes to the near wall, and Fargo Davies will have an opportunity to break it out. Diebert pass to the far side. His defensive partner, Voller, will cross center ice and dump this in. It's going to be played by Burke behind his net. Cutterba collects it, passes it forward to Marto, skating it out of his own zone, has his pocket picked. Good play there by the Eagles' number 11, Kaysen Currents. Teams fight for possession in front of the Eagles bench, and we will have a whistle as perhaps the puck went into the Eagle bench, or it was just pressed up against the wall for a prolonged period of time. Nevertheless, it's a whistle. No penalty is called. It's a neutral zone faceoff won by Davies, D-to-D, and they will dump it in. Blake first back to collect it for the Knights. He's pressed up against the end wall. That was close to being a checking from behind. No call on the play. Comes back to the point. Pass from Peterson. Return pass back to Peterson, trying to push it towards the net, but it gets deflected to the near corner. Pass to the far wall. Grand Forks Central not able to clear. Blake will collect it behind his own net. He'll ring it around to the near wing. Jacob Spicer not able to break it out. Goes over to the far side, and Kirkaby is able to deflect it off the glass out towards center ice. Good pressure applied by Davies on that shift. Grand Forks Central with room to operate there is Spicer. His breakout pass is broken up by Fargo Davies Rademacher, but they're not able to get a shot off of the turnover. Re-entering the attacking zone for Grand Forks Central is going to be number 17, Trey Clausen. He's not able to fire a shot off, and the Knights will go for a partial line change. It comes back to the point. Kirkaby pushes it back down low. Goes to Bensley. Bensley to Clausen, throwing his body around. Creates space for Bensley to pick it up in the near corner. The Knights attempt to cycle. Goes onto the stick of an Eagles defender, and Netland has it, and he'll swing it to the far side. And the Knights regain possession. Skating into the zone quickly is Nielsen. He circles the wagons. His circling feed trying to bring it to the near point. Gets deflected by Fargo Davies' Brody Parmer. Central has it, moving it up quickly. This will go onto the stick of Samuel Prestang. He enters the attacking zone, and the forecheck does not last long. The Eagles are able to break it out towards center ice, but the Knights will regain possession at their own blue line. Here's Nielsen. Pass deflected off the near wall, does not reach its intended target, trying to get connected with Henning Gibbs, but that will be a stoppage with 11.5 remaining in period number 2, and we'll have our second timeout, media timeout. This will be back in 45 seconds. It's Grand Forks Central 2, Fargo Davies 1 on KNOX Live Sports.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
If you've got an electrical emergency, call RBB Electric. We are your 24/7 electrician. Your call will always be answered by an RBB employee ready to help 24/7. RBB Electric is on time every time. Your time is valuable, and we don't waste it. RBB Electric always calls ahead to schedule service. We are online always. If you suffer from slow download speeds, call our certified network designers and installers. On call, on time, and online. RBB Electric won't leave you in the dark. RBB Electric, your 24/7 electricians.
Welcome back to our coverage of North Dakota High School hockey on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales KNOX Live Sports Network. That timeout brought to you by Big Jim's Tire, the region's largest agricultural tire supplier, as well as Apex Apparel. Me and my colleague Jacob Lindemann up here in the press box inside Purpur Arena wearing our KNOX branded quarter zips. So get your apparel today from Elizabeth and her team at Apex Apparel on Demers Avenue in Grand Forks. Here could be an opportunity. It jumps over the stick of Rivard, and the Eagles are able to clear the always dangerous first line out there. Rivard, Daziel, and Kwame. For Grand Forks Central, a turnover, and Currents was not able to hold his footing. Could have came in all by himself against Burke, but he falls down, and that negates what could have been a grade A scoring opportunity for the Eagles. Here's Cutterba behind his own net, passes to the near side. Daziel tries to catch up to it on his backhand, collects it in stride. He gets stopped at the Eagles' blue line, and Central enters the zone offsides. They'll have to group. That will give the Eagles time to break it out. Rademacher goes D-to-D to the near side. They'll break it out, comes to the red line, and it's tipped by Lindstedt into the attacking zone. Blake is the first collected below his goal line, looking for his stretch pass, trying to get connected with Rivard, but that one is broken up. And here come the Eagles with numbers. A shot and a glove save is made by Nielsen. trying to get a number on who created that opportunity for Fargo Davies. I believe that was their goal scorer, defenseman number 18, Duncan Metcalf, junior assistant captain, will force a turnover in his defensive zone and then goes coast to coast and fires a shot that is saved by Rylan Burke. Blake collects possession after the defensive zone draw. Diebert not able. Here's 3-on-1 for Grand Forks Central. Spicer shoots. He scores. Rylan Spicer with the goal for Grand Forks Central, and they have increased their lead to 2 with 10:17 remaining in period number 2. Let's show you that replay brought to you by American Family Insurance, Tyler Nagel Agency. We'll show you the entirety of this play. Blake chips it high off the glass. Diebert is not able to control possession. That was close to being offsides, but then coming in 3-on-1 for Grand Forks Central, electing to shoot that one was going to be Rylan Spicer, and he's able to put it home with 10:15 remaining, and we continue to play on. The Knights now lead 3-1. It's Spicer from Marto again. That's the scoring that we have. So Spicer and Marto are the only 2 players on the scoring sheet so far. 2 goals for Spicer. The last 2 goals for Grand Forks Central, both being assisted by Marto, as we have a stoppage with 9:47 remaining in the second. And then the Marto goal was assisted by Spicer. So those are the 2 candidates very early on for our potential PS Garage Doors player of the game. We do have a score update. After 1, it's the Mustangs leading Red River by a score of 2-1. Cheyenne only with 3 shots on net, but they lead 2-1 over Grand Forks Red River. Here inside Purpur Arena, the Knights are trying to expand on their 2-goal lead over Fargo Davies, forcing a turnover in the attacking end. Here's Jacob Spicer over to Clausen. Clausen has it in the far corner, gets pressed up against the end wall. His centering feed, Kirkeby rifles an odd angle shot, gets deflected to the near point. Nielsen will deposit it back deep. Kirkeby trying to cycle it. Turnover. Currents moves it to the near corner where Clausen will center this one, but it goes through traffic, and the Eagles are going to break it out to center ice. Here could be a potential opportunity. Trying to break that one loose was Joe Lindstedt, but he was back there with Nielsen for Grand Forks Central. Logan Nielsen prevented what could have been a breakaway and grade A scoring opportunity for Fargo Davies as a loose puck is shoved back into the goaltender, Brecken Metcalf. Must be tired legs on the ice for Luke Voller as he does come for a line change. The puck was loose, and he sent it right back into the padding of his own goaltender. So that will be a stoppage with 9 minutes remaining here in period number 2. Eagles, once again, trying to figure out how to break through this forecheck for Grand Forks Central. It's been causing fits for them. The first 2 goals for the Knights can be directly attributed to the pressure that they've applied on the forecheck. Then that 3rd goal coming from Spicer, coming on the rush. A shot there on top of the crease coming from Gibbs. Save made by Metcalf. 4th line generating some pressure in the offensive zone here for Central. Prestang providing some support. A shot from Bensley. He had an angle, but it misses wide. Prestang below the goal line. Comes back out top. Shot from the point from Burris. Goes high up into the air, and it's deflected and eventually caught by Metcalf. And that shot from the point for Grand Forks Central coming from a player who we did not have on our initial. No, that is Kaysen Panzer. It just got lost on my line chart here. Kaysen Panzer with a shot from the point gets deflected. Metcalf gloves it, so that'll be a stoppage with 8:12 remaining here in the second. Off the face-off, here's Bina trying to weave his way through the defense. His shot not able to make its way on frame. Grand Forks Central holds the zone, but puts it right onto the stick of Netland. Netland to the near side, passes it to Parmer. Parmer gets pressured. Bina separating an Eagle forechecker from the puck, and the Knights are able to break it out cleanly. Here comes Blake. defenseman stepping up into the play offensively, looking for a rebound off the end wall, not able to come back to him. DeZiel has it at the near point. His shot gets deflected, goes to the far side where Kwame has it. Kwame gets connected with DeZiel. His shot is saved by Metcalf. Good work there by Brecken Metcalf to come out of his crease to cut down on that angle for Cooper DeZiel. And once again, here's that first line for Grand Forks Central. Not a goal yet tonight, but they've been applying a whole lot of pressure. Incredible puck movement in all three zones for Rivard, DeZiel, and Kwame. And a shot there from DeZiel is saved by Brecken Metcalf, and it will be a stoppage in another offensive zone draw that is won by DeZiel. It comes back to Rivard. His shot hits traffic, gets deflected, goes over to the far corner, breakout pass, turnover. Here's Nielsen. His shot, shoulder save made by Metcalf. Rebound comes to the near wall. Pressure continues to be applied, but a player who squeaked out to center ice for Fargo Davies, that's Carter Salberg, takes a pass out to the neutral zone, and he is punished in front of the penalty box. No call on the play. Burris gets hit in front of the Central bench, but Central is able to push it into the attacking end. Davies, once again, trying to get past this forecheck. A lot of room to skate. Here's Kaysen Currents. Kaysen Currents with tired legs will dump this one in. It gets blocked on its way. It'll come to Panzer. Panzer stretch past to Rivard with numbers, trying to get connected with Kwame. Kwame tries to go forehand, backhand. Would have been an incredible play, but a poke check coming from Metcalf negates that opportunity. End to end we go. Shot coming from Glur on the near side, rings around all the way to the far wall. And then stepping in is Duncan Metcalf, pinching from his position on the blue line, not able to jump up to collect that one. Regrouping is Dom Diebert from his own blue line. His pass gets pushed forward. It's deflected at center ice. Here's a turnover in the attacking zone. Eagles with an opportunity coming in 2-on-1. The pass is errant. Rylan Spicer moves this one up to Walkenfoos. Walkenfoos hits the post. End-to-end action here in period number 2. A shot from the point goes on net to Metcalf, originating from Cutterba. The rebound collected by the Eagles and cleared all the way down. Intense, fast-paced hockey here in period number 2. Chances for both teams. Cutterba has it in his own zone, top of the circles. He's going to throw it up into the air out towards center ice. It's going to spring Rylan Spicer. Rylan Spicer makes a move towards the net, goes to the backhand, but is not able to finish it right on top of the crease. That would have been a hat trick for Spicer. An impressive play making his way towards the net, and here's Spicer again. Spicer trying to dance around the defender, has it poked away. Threat not done. Walkenfoos to the near side, and the Eagles will clear out to center ice. The Eagles have it tipped by Persons, so that will negate the icing call. Marto has it. He's going to clear it out to the neutral zone. Stepping up to push this one back into the attacking end is Persons. Nielsen plays it to the near wing. It'll be stopped by Rylan Spicer. They face pressure in between the circles and the blue line. A dangerous turnover area. The Eagles trying to turn this into an opportunity, but making a sprawling save and holding on to it is Rylan Burke. That will be a stoppage with 4:43 remaining in period number 2. And we're going to have another media timeout. Once again, this timeout brought to you by Big Jim's Tire and Apex Apparel. It's Grand Forks Central 3, Fargo Davies 1 on KNOX Live Sports.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, GrandTrailersSales.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak Pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell's.
Welcome back to our coverage of North Dakota High School hockey on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales KNOX Live Sports Network. It's 3-1. In favor of Grand Forks Central over Fargo Davies. High-paced hockey the last couple of shifts for both teams. We continue to play. Defensive zone draw won by the Knights. Clausen enters the attacking zone on the near side. He's driving wide. He's rubbed off the puck nicely by Persons, but the forecheck stays alive for Central. Kirkaby looking for a centering feed on the near wall. He's going to try get connected with Burris, but pass is too strong. Loose puck collected by Fargo Davies Diebert, and his clearing attempt unsuccessful. Here's Clausen on the near dot. Comes back to the point. Shot from Cutterma. Gets blocked. Here's a breakaway opportunity for Davies. It's Lindstedt. Lindstedt on the backhand, and it's going to be a blocker save made by Ryland Burke. We'll capture that replay. Breakaway opportunity for Lindstedt, and he was not able to convert on the backhand. Blocker save made by Ryland Burke, and that preserves the 3-1 lead for Grand Forks Central. Let's show you that replay as we stop our clock. Let's show you that replay brought to you by American Family Insurance, Tyler Nagel Agency. A blocked shot and then a wing that sprung out to center ice and receiving a nice stretch pass, having to chase this one down. Not a whole lot of real estate to make a move for Lindstedt. But nevertheless, Burke is able to shut the door to keep it 3-1 in favor of Grand Forks Central. Bensley flings it high up into the air. It's played there by Netland. He'll settle it down and dump it back deep. Blake first to the puck. He'll go D to D. Getting connected with Panzer. He'll swing it over to the far wall further up, but the Knights are not able to clear. Dumping it back deep is Schmidt for the Eagles. It's played by Burke over to the far wing. Nice touch pass to Prestang. Could be numbers for Grand Forks Central. Here comes Gibbs and Prestang. Gibbs will shoot it. It's a save made by Metcalf. Rebound. Gibbs trying to get that one back towards the front, but not able to do so. Premium scoring opportunity for Grand Forks Central. Standing tall in net is Brecken Metcalf. Bina behind his own net. The Eagles go for a line change. He has time to skate this one forward. He'll pass it to the far wall where Bensley will cross the blue line of Fargo Davies and cross ice dump into the near wing where Gibbs will settle it down and try to start this forecheck for the Knights. Gibbs getting pressed up against the wall, getting some support from DeZiel. The Eagles not able to clear. They're going to pass it over to the far side. Finally, they'll get it out to the neutral zone. Gets tipped into the attacking end by Persons. Getting taken down below the goal line for Grand Forks Central is Bina. No call. Oh, there is a call on the ice. So we will have a penalty against Fargo Davies with 2:22 remaining in the second. This will be our first look at the night RBB Electric power play. Some disciplined hockey early on for Fargo Davies, but getting taken down in the near corner of his attacking end is Wyatt Blake. Didn't see the call, but we'll have that read off from the public address announcer. Brody Parmer will serve the penalty. And it's going to be a holding minor. And the top power play unit comes out onto the ice for Grand Forks Central. Forwards include Spicer, DeZiel, and Kwame. Then at the point is going to be Blake. And then DeZiel is at the point as well. So we have four forwards on the ice, and then Blake is the only defenseman. The quarterback of the power play, shot from the far dot by Rivard, gets deflected, goes up into the netting. That'll be a stoppage with just under 2 minutes remaining in the second. 1:37 remaining on the RBB Electric power play for Grand Forks Central. A premium opportunity to stretch their lead to 3 in the final stages here of the second. Offensive zone draw 1 comes to the near side, DeZiel. Back to the middle of the blue line for Blake, return pass. Goes over to the far side, Rivard. Rivard down low, back up front, DeZiel. I thought he hammered that home, but the save is made. Davies is scrambling. Grand Forks Central continues to set up their power play. Blake, far side, Rivard. Rivard, centering attempt blocked by Metcalf. Rivard gets the return, loose puck, does so again. Circling the wagons is Ryder Rivard to Blake, to the near side, DeZiel. Returns to Blake. Rivard coming downhill. Shot from the top of the far circle. Misses high and wide and will ring around all the way to the near wall and come out to the neutral zone. The Knights will have to regroup with 50 seconds remaining on the power play. Coast-to-coast pass, east and west gets broken up, and the Eagles will clear, and they have an opportunity to change out their forwards. 2 fresh legs on the ice for Fargo Davies. Final minute of play here in the second period. 35 seconds remaining on the night power play, generating a couple of great opportunities there with their top power play unit, but not able to take advantage. Shots are now 3-1, 18-6 in favor of Grand Forks Central. Playing a really well-rounded game here in the second period. With room to skate, here's Kaysen Currents. One man to beat. Burris stands tall, forcing a turnover, and we're going to have a penalty against Grand Forks Central. I'm not entirely sure that I saw that. But going to the penalty box will be Trey Clausen, and he'll serve 2 minutes for hooking. So we'll play 4-on-4 for the next 9 seconds. And then the Eagles will have the remaining 21 seconds of the second on the RBB Electric power play. And if no goals are scored on that man advantage, they will then have a minute and a half to start period number 3 on the man advantage. So Grand Forks Central now officially 0 for 1 on the RBB Electric power play, generating a couple of opportunities. And Davies is full strength. Looking for an opportunity in the later stages here of the second for the Eagles is number 22, Carter Salberg, taking that to the net. Odd angle shot, trying to beat Burke near side. Over his shoulder on the short side, doing so. Shooting that one for the Eagles was Salberg, but getting a shoulder on that one is Burke, and it goes up into the netting, and we have a stoppage with 15 seconds remaining. So I'll wait to start our clock until it gets caught up to what we have represented. And 11 seconds remaining. Grand Forks Central trying to clear the burn off the rest of this clock. An opportunity, a one-timer shot coming there from Salberg. Misses high and wide. All by himself, top of the far circle, but it did not look like he was trying to rifle off a shot on a rolling puck, and it misses high and wide, and that will do it for period number 2. Grand Forks Central adds another one to their lead. After 2, it's the Knights 3, Eagles 1. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll bring you the second intermission report, bring you through a scoring summary of that second period, show you the highlights of the goals that we have so far, as well as that big save on the breakaway and the save made by Rylan Burke. But after 2, it's Knights 3, Eagles 1. We'll be right back with North Dakota High School Hockey on KNOX Live Sports.
It's game day, and whether you're feeding the family or the entire team, Hugo's is the place to go. Score big with favorites from the meat department, delicious fresh veggies, and don't forget about the bakery to celebrate the big win. Hugo's Family Marketplace, your game day headquarters.
Thief River Glass handles it all. Aluminum storefronts, auto glass, windows, shower enclosures, and more. Just like our athletes, we're built for every season. No job is too big or too small. Call 218-681-1333 for year-round dependable service.
When you're looking for a change of pace, a change of routine, or a change of scenery, we'll help you find what's next. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. For you, for life.
Ready to launch your future? At Northland Community and Technical College, opportunity starts here. Train for high-demand technical and skilled trades, or start with an affordable Associates of Arts degree and transfer with ease. Visit northlandcollege.edu.
The Kubota BX Series, rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Talk to your Kubota dealer to schedule a demo.
For expert sales and service, visit Acme Equipment or online at acmekubota.com.
The body shop you work with is your choice, so pick the local team with the service you trust. Modern Auto Body in Grand Forks can make it look like the accident never happened. Schedule an appointment for an estimate on our website or give us a call.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivard's Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak Pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell's.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, GrandTrailersSales.com.
Welcome back to our coverage of Grand Forks Central hockey on the KNOX Live Sports Network. We're in the second intermission report, which is brought to you by Grand Forks Welding, the men of steel since 1885, and also High Plains Water, your home's clear choice for awesome water. Quality water, it will improve every aspect of your life. Better tasting water, clearer skin, softer clothes, and sheets. Upgrade your water system at High Plains Water. My name is Sam Jensen. I'll bring you through a scoring summary of that second period. Only one goal to show in the second, and it was a second goal scored by Grand Forks Central's number 12, Rylan Spicer, and the third point for both him and his line mate, the sophomore Nolan Marto. 2 goals and 1 assist for Spicer, and then 1 goal and 2 assists for Nolan Marto, the only 2 players on the stat sheet for Grand Forks Central after 2 periods of play. Let's show you the only goal that came in that second frame. This one coming at the 6:43 mark of the second period. Diebert is unable to field a clean play, pop fly at the blue line, falls down, and then Marto passes it over to Spicer, and he is able to put that one home. Close, could have been an offsides at the blue line of Fargo Davies, but no instant replay. Otherwise, that would have been looked at for a prolonged period of time. Entering the zone, skating backwards was Marto. We'll show you that goal again just to give you another look at how close that was to potentially being offsides, as play was chipped up into the glass. Not sure how Blake didn't receive a secondary assist on this one. Perhaps it goes through the defender of Davies, falls down, Marto collects it, and then immediately on the backhand dishes it over to Spicer, and he's able to beat the netminder to give Grand Forks Central a 2-goal lead after 34 minutes of play going into the third. They lead Fargo Davies by a score of 3-1 on our All True Health System scoreboard. Then we have a defensive play to show you a highlight of as well. This is an early candidate for our finest auto trim cover of the
Here's
game.
Clausen on the near dot. Comes back to the point. Shot from Cutterbuck. Gets blocked. Here's a breakaway opportunity for Davies. It's Lindstedt. Lindstedt on the backhand. And it's going to be a blocker save made by
back-checked and didn't really have a whole lot of room to operate. But he was not able to beat Rylan Burke blocker side. Shots after 2 periods of play are 18-6 in favor of Grand Forks Central, 3-1 in that category, favoring the Knights over the Eagles. Only 3 shots per period so far for Fargo Davies. They had 3 shots after the first, and then 3 shots in the second as well. The Knights had 7 shots on net in the first period and 11 shots on net in that second period. Also being handed a sheet that shows us some quality scoring chances as well. Quality scoring chances in favor of Grand Forks Central, 7-2 in that department, according to our stat keepers here inside the Cliff Fido Purpur Arena. 1 quality scoring chance compared to 3 in period number 1, and then 1 for Davies and 4 for the Knights in period number 2. And then face-offs are the other stat that we have available for us. Winning the face-off battle in the first was Davies, just barely a razor-thin margin, 9-8 inside the face-off circle. And then in the second period, Grand Forks Central was able to improve. 10-4 was the score inside the face-off circle in that second period. So both net front presence and face-offs were themes that we heard discussed between Grant Paranika and Ryan Cunningham in our pregame report about where he thinks his team can improve. And that second goal for Grand Forks Central was a direct result of that net front presence. We'll show that to you
the far
again.
circle.
This highlight once again brought to you by
rounding the wagons, has it in the near hash marks,
comes back to the
you
point.
See
2 Central Knights
back
right
over
on
to the
top
far
of the
side. Cutterbuck shot loose up front. It's a goal for Grand Forks Central.
That one home was Spicer, his first of the night, and then the one that he scored in period number 3. We'll show it to you again. This is going to be Spicer from Marto, Rylan Spicer, getting his second of the night. And I do, after looking at that again, I believe Marto's skate was still on the blue line as the Knights entered the attacking zone. So if that were to have been replayed, which is not, it's not a possibility in the regular season in North Dakota high school hockey, probably would have been upheld. A nice one-touch pass by Marto, sliding it over to Ryland Spicer, and he's able to beat the netminder with a shot from the top of the far circle, beating Brecken Metcalf low blocker's side. So after 2, it's 3-1 in favor of Grand Forks Central. That scoring summary is brought to you by our Light the Lamp sponsor, Bergstrom Electric. The light does shine brighter at Bergstrom Electric, the sponsor of our scoring summary. As we're going to take one more break here in this second intermission report. Second intermission report, once again, brought to you by High Plains Water and Grand Forks Welding. We'll be right back and continue to break down the action, look for some scores around the state. This is KNOX Live Sports.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting someone who pays attention to the little things that make a big difference. And to keep your family cool this summer, it takes Bryant.
Connect with Thermal Air today, your Bryant certified dealer.
In Grand Forks, it's about more than just where you live. It's about the people you trust when life happens. At Logan Karski State Farm, we're proud to protect what matters most. I'm Logan Karski with State Farm, and we'd be honored to be your good neighbor.
When the lights go out, count on the pros. Bergstrom Electric in Grand Forks, the area's largest full-service electrical contractor. From commercial builds to homes, they're trusted for quality, safety, and award-winning work. Call today, 701-775-8897.
When you need the right part for your pickup, head to Northwood or call Mike's Custom Truck. Amanda will drop ship any part you need. Turbos, upgraded fuel pumps, Edge products, and more. Mike's Custom Truck, 587-6335.
Nelson Auto in Grand Forks is proud to sponsor area athletics. We know the value of a good team, and we'd like to invite you in to meet our team. See how our team takes care of you and your family. Nelson Auto in Grand Forks, home to Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
Hey, this is Pastor Paul. I'd like to welcome you to Hope Church, especially if you're a person that doesn't have a place where you hang out spiritually. We would love for you to come and experience hope and find God. Hope Church, 9, 10:30, and 6 p.m. on Sundays. For more information, you can check out gfhope.org.
Pick 6 for $19.99, a perfect meal for two.
That's gotta rhyme.
Well, how about munching on Pick 6, my mouth going yap, yap. People always staring at my wings, they go flap, flap. Davis so surprised because he didn't know I'd rap. Pick 6 meal for two for $19.99.
H&S Electrical Services is proud to support local high school sports. From homes to industry, we deliver safe, reliable electrical solutions. Locally owned and operated, our skilled team ensures quality and service you can trust. H&S, trusted in your homes and businesses.
Welcome back to our coverage of Grand Forks Central hockey on the KNOX Live Sports Network. We're making our way through this second intermission report brought to you by Grand Forks Welding and High Plains Water. We're going to try and get some scores from across the state for you here as I pull up our resource, which is highschoolhockeynd.com. Some games that are currently in progress. We have the West Fargo Packers beating Grafton Park River 4-0. The last score update that we had for you after one period of the West Fargo Cheyenne beating Red River by a score of 2-1. That score still holds, at least according to the most updated scoring that we have on this website. Minot beating Jamestown 2-0 in Minot, and then Bismarck High is beating Hazen Beulah by a score of 1-0. Those score updates brought to you by Alt True Health System. A little bit of a surprise unfolding at the Blue Line Club Iceplex. Red River trailing against West Fargo Cheyenne. Hearing from our colleagues who are on scene over there, we do have coverage available for you for that game. If you would like to switch over, you can click on the logo of our channel and then click on the live tab to take a look at what we have playing for you this evening. Of course, this matchup between Grand Forks Central and Fargo Davies, but then over across town is Red River taking on West Fargo Cheyenne. And according to our colleagues on site over there, Cheyenne, after one, was leading the Riders 2-1. That's not news to you, but the Mustangs only had 3 shots on net in that first period, so very advantageous were the Mustangs over at the Blue Line Club Iceplex. We'll continue to provide score updates in that game as they become available to us. Both of these games have video coverage available for you on our website at KNOXradio.com under the Live Sports tab. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Get email updates every time we schedule a broadcast. And it is the busiest time of year for us at KNOX Live Sports. I'll continue to say that because it is a matter of fact covering high school hockey and high school basketball for all of our Greater Grand Forks high school teams. And none of this coverage would be possible without the support of our sponsors, in particular our network sponsors, Grand Trailer Sales, your trusted partner in hauling solutions since 2007. Trailer sales, trailer service, trailer rental. Do it all at Grand Trailer Sales. They're moving into a new location in East Grand Forks. And then our other network sponsor is Rivard's Turf and Forage, a specialized seed company in Grand Forks. Visit them to check out their selections at rivards.com. My name is Sam Jensen. I'm doing play-by-play for you this evening. Behind the camera, we have Jacob Lindemann over at the Blue Line Club Iceplex. We have Ryan Cunningham and Ryan Kuntz calling that game between the Riders and the Mustangs. And I believe we will have basketball coverage for you tomorrow. Red River taking on Mandan. I could be wrong, but I believe we definitely have high school basketball. It's going to be a doubleheader over at Grand Forks Red River. Not sure on who their opponent really is. And then on Saturday, we'll have more high school hockey coverage available for you over in East Grand Forks as they are hosting Cloquet. 2 teams that are very well recognized and respected in Minnesota high school hockey. So like I said, very busy time of year for all of us here at the KNOX Sports Department, and we are happy to do it. And it certainly helps to have high quality hockey in the Grand Cities. We have 2 state champions from a year ago and a state runner-up. Grand Forks Central winning the North Dakota state title a year ago, defeating their crosstown rival Grand Forks Red River. And then East Grand Forks, of course, winning the Minnesota Class A high school hockey state champion as well. The teams are back on the ice. We're going to take one final break. When we come back, we will have the 3rd period of action. This is Grand Forks Central Hockey on KNOX Live Sports.
Rust, salt, and time are the biggest enemies for a fuel tank. Never fear, because Grand Forks Welding is here to take care of your enemies for you. We not only fix or patch your tanks, but we can custom fabricate any kind of replacement fuel tanks or service unit. Go to grandforkswelding.com.
Your family deserves clean, filtered water. High Plains Water offers Millennium Drink Water System, which delivers great-tasting water and also eliminates harmful impurities. Professionally installed and maintained by High Plains Water of Grand Forks. See them at highplainswater.com.
Big Jim's Tire is the area's #1 farm and ag tire supplier, and with harvest here, you want the best. Best tires, best service, and Big Jim's will get it done fast to get you moving again. Big Jim's Tire, Grand Forks.
Welcome back, and we will have to update our scoreboard. It is 3-1 in favor of Grand Forks Central as we're just moments away from starting period number 3. The Eagles will have the first minute and 30 seconds on the RBB Electric power play. Clausen serving out the remainder of his penalty. And we are underway. Center ice face-off won by Grand Forks Central. Comes back to Bina. His clearing attempt gets stopped at the red line by Salberg. Moving it forward, here's Lidstedt. Lidstedt pass to the near side. Opportunity for Davies, and a shot coming from Netland is saved by Ryland Burke in a grade A scoring area in the low slot near the near circle. And Netland is not able to beat the netminder. Now just 1 minute, 9 seconds remaining on the RBB Electric power play. The Eagles win the opening faceoff, or the offensive zone draw. Lindstedt on the near side gets a return pass just out of his reach, and then poking it free to himself is Bina, and he'll clear it 200 feet down the length of the ice for an icing, and that should burn off some precious time on the Eagles' man advantage. Metcalf Moves it to the far side, entering the attacking zone is Salberg. He'll throw on the brakes at the far hash marks, has it taken away by Rivard, and he'll dump it all the way down with 35 seconds now remaining on the Clausen minor. Here's Salberg again, re-entering the attacking zone. He rifles a shot from the top of the far circle. Save is made by Burke. Rebound comes to Salberg. He cycles it back down low, but the Knights will take possession, and it will be dumped all the way down by Panzer. Case and Panzer with the clear. And the Eagles have it behind their own net. Pass to the far side. Here's Salberg again. He'll throw on the brakes. Correction, that's not Salberg. That's Dom Dybert. As the Knights are back at full strength. Looking for an opportunity as Walkenfuss streaking through the neutral zone. A turnover, and the Eagles are trying to make their way towards the net. Gets deflected down by Walkenfuss. Incredible hand-eye coordination. And the Knights clear it out. Struggling with it at the Eagle blue line. They have it taken away. Here's Gigstead moving it forward. He passes it to the forward Peterson. Peterson has his pocket picked, and the Knights will cross the red line, dump it deep, and go for a partial line change. Here's Burris. Ringing it around to the near corner. Walkenfuss with a turnover below the goal line. He gives it to Spicer. Spicer's shot and a rebound for Walkenfuss. That was Marto actually in the low slot all by himself, rifling off a shot, and then a rebound to Walkenfuss. This line's still alive. There's Walkenfuss in the near corner. Comes back to Bina. Bina gets taken down. No call. The Eagles moving with some speed. Here's Lindstedt. Lindstedt has the puck poked away by Burris. He'll deflect it off the glass, utilizing his backhand back to collect it at his own goal line as Metcalf, his stretch pass, jumps over the stick of Lindstedt, but no icing is called. Comes to the near side. Clausen through the center of the ice, trying to pass it over to the far wall to get connected with his teammates, trying to get connected with Trey Clausen giving chase. Or that was Brady Kirkaby giving chase, rather, but it'll be an icing call and a stoppage with just over 14 minutes remaining here in the third. Still 3-1 in favor of Grand Forks Central. Next goal, very important. Could put the game on ice for the Knights. Eagles are the next team to score. Then we got a brand new hockey game. Dybert pushes that one low, but the Knights are able to clear. Metcalf being pestered by Kirkaby. Kirkaby forces a turnover. His centering feed looking for Clausen gets deflected, but Clausen has possession at the Eagle blue line. Now coming downhill, entering the slot, but gets collapsed upon by the Eagles defense. The puck goes up into Kirkaby's equipment, finally pokes loose, and a shot on net from Jacob Spicer gets deflected to the far wall. Clausen has it at the far point. He brings it to Panzer. Panzer, one-time shot deflected high up into the air. Loose puck is gathered by the Eagles and dumped all the way down. So that will be a stoppage with 13:10 remaining in the third. Great effort there by Kirkaby on the forecheck, forcing a turnover and generating an opportunity for the Knights in the offensive zone. Defensive zone draw won by the Eagles. They pass it up along the far wall. Turnover by the Knights. Bensley has his pocket picked at the Eagle blue line, so Central has to regroup. Re-entering the attacking zone is Prestang on the backhand. He moves it over to Gibbs, and Gibbs' shot is stopped. Save made by Metcalf. Excellent play there, entering the attacking zone. Wide drive. Prestang attempting to get connected with Henning Gibbs on the far post, but good job to get to that far iron is Brecken Metcalf, the senior netminder for Fargo Davies. Eagles quickly move this one across center ice. A shot on net from the red line is gloved by Rylan Burke, and he will hold on to that one, so a couple quick stoppages, and it will result in an offensive zone draw to the left or to the right of Rylan Burke, senior netminder for Grand Forks Central. 12:45 remaining in regulation. 19-9 are the shots in favor of the Knights. Prestang wins the faceoff to the far wall, then Gibbs will collect it. Passes it forward to Bensley. Bensley driving wide, passes it back to Gibbs. His one-timer gets deflected. Rebound comes to the near side. Prestang with a spinorama shot. Not a whole lot of mustard behind that one. Eagles not able to clear. Here's Gibbs making his way towards the net. His shot from the far circle gets deflected up into the air. Bina throws it back below the goal line of the Eagles. Davies not able to clear. Finally, they have time as that fourth line goes for a line change for Grand Forks Central. Great shift from Bensley, Prestang, and Gibbs. Good effort on the forecheck for the Eagles' Sam Gurr below the goal line. Then an odd angle backhand attempt coming from Davies' number 24, Mason Peterson. It goes off the shoulder of Rylan Burke and goes up into the netting. So we'll have yet another stoppage. Slow-paced period number 3 after an incredibly fast second. It will be a defensive zone draw. First line out there for Grand Forks Central. It's won by the Eagles. Comes back to the point, looking for a deflection. Innocently goes to the far corner. Kwame will move it forward to Rivard at center ice. Rivard trying to poke it forward to himself. Big hit laid at the far blue line, delivered by Kwame. The Eagles gain possession at the red line. They dump it into the attacking end. It's played quickly by Cutterba as he moves it out to the neutral zone. Rivard collects it at the Eagle blue line. Cross ice, dump into the near corner. First person on the puck is Cooper DeZiel. DeZiel receiving some support from Che Kwame. Goes back down low to Rivard. Rivard's centering feed gets deflected onto the stick of the Eagles' Gigstead. Gigstead crosses center ice. Tired legs on the ice will go for a line change. Should give Burris plenty of time to skate this one out. Burris evades one forechecker. Skates behind the net to evade a second, and skates around the third to the near wall, and he'll move this one forward to Rivard. Rivard gets pressed up against the wall in front of the Eagles bench. Kwame comes and collects the loose puck there. Skates it forward into the attacking end. Here's Rivard at the goal line. His centering feed trying to get connected with Marto on top of the crease. Comes back to the point. Bina shot misses wide, rings around to the near hash marks, and it will come out to the neutral zone. Pushing it back down, dumping it back into the attacking end for the Knights will be Bina. Bina at his own blue line. Has it taken away by the Eagles, but they'll push it right back onto the tape of Blake. Blake moves it forward to Walkenfoos. Walkenfoos with numbers trying to give it to Rylan Spicer, streaking in on the far side. Spicer looking for a hat trick. Already 2 goals to his name so far tonight. Blake with a nice defensive play in the near corner. Gets rung around to the far side where Rylan Spicer is pressed up against the wall. Spicer wins that puck battle. He'll deflect it off the glass out to the red line. The Eagles dump it back deep into the attacking end. Good job evading a forechecker there is Logan Bina. Pass to the near side. Walkenfoos trying to find a streaking Marto. He gets taken down. Had a defender all over him, I should say. We continue to play. Comes out to the neutral zone where Kaysen Panzer will try to dump that deep. It gets gloved, and then a pass through center ice is taken away by Clausen. Tries to make a move at the Eagle blue line, gets poked away. He'll give chase, gets rung around to the near wall. Holding the zone is Panzer. And then the Eagles will collect that loose dump in and dump it all the way back below the goal line where Rylan Burke will play it to the near wall for the Knights. Central, nice pass through center ice. Clausen will deflect it over to the far corner. Comes to the near wall. Good hit delivered there by Jacob Spicer. Jacob Spicer will collect a loose puck left by Clausen. Give and go back to Clausen. His shot misses wide, comes to the near hash marks. Picked up by the Eagles, and it will come out to center ice. Taken away immediately by Jacob Spicer. Goes to the far side. Bina, pass too strong. Turnover in the neutral zone. Will come back to Burris at his own blue line. To the center of the ice. Clausen has it taken away. The Eagles enter the attacking zone, and oh boy, that's a contact to the head penalty as we have an injured Eagle on the ice. And we will have a media timeout that we will take with our partners here at the Cliff Fido Purpur Arena. RBB Electric Power Play coming up for the Eagles. This is Grand Forks Central Hockey on KNOX Live Sports.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
When the lights go out, count on the pros. Bergstrom Electric in Grand Forks, the area's largest full-service electrical contractor. From commercial builds to homes, they're trusted for quality, safety, and award-winning work. Call today, 701-775-8897.
Ready to launch your future? At Northland Community and Technical College, opportunity starts here. Train for high-demand technical and skilled trades or start with an affordable Associates of Arts degree and transfer with ease. Visit northlandcollege.edu.
Today, the PS stands for proper service for your home, farm, or business, which is what you'll get from the team at PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks. Whether you need a door fixed or just thinking about replacing what you already have, get your proper service at psgaragedoors.com.
Nothing feels or performs better than a properly fitted golf club. Whether it's irons, driver, or putter, call us today for your free club fitting. For over 30 years, the Golf Center in Grand Forks has been your club fitting leader.
Valley Truck in East Grand Forks is proud to support our local high school athletes. With over 400 years of combined experience, they keep our community moving on and off the field. Trusted repairs, quality parts, and support for the next generation.
Welcome back to our coverage of North Dakota high school hockey. Grand Forks Central will have a 5-minute major called against them. It will be head contact against Trey Clausen. It will not be a game misconduct. He stays in the game. A 5-minute major for head contact. A scary collision at the night blue line. Clausen taking down a forward for the Fargo Davies Eagles. Looks completely incidental. No ill will behind the body check laid by Clausen. A player was in the process of shooting, bent over him, his head ran into the hip of Clausen. That's a 5-minute major. All you can eat now for the Fargo Davies Eagles. Great opportunity to crawl back into this game on the special teams. Another hit at the blue line delivered by Rivard. The Eagles re-enter the attacking zone. Lindstedt has it taken away. Comes back to the point. Eagles not able to hold the zone. Davies will regroup. Currents trying to re-enter the attacking zone, not able to control a rolling puck. That will be collected by Bina and dumped all the way down. DeZiel waiting for it on the far wall, looking for a deflection. Rivard on top of the crease, not able to get a stick on another bouncing puck. Eagles pass over to the far side. They enter the attacking end, drop it off for Currents. Currents pass to the near point. Here's Salberg. Salberg over to Metcalf. Metcalf unable to field that pass cleanly. Has his pocket picked by DeZiel, and he will dump it all the way down. 1 minute gone of this 5-minute major. 7.5 remaining in the game. Peterson spinning to try to create some space for himself. It'll come to the near side to Lindstedt. Lindstedt gets taken down. Eagles maintain possession, comes to the point. Back down low, back to the blue line. It's going to be Metcalf. His wrist shot is going to miss high. Rebound goes to the near corner. Comes back to the point. Here's Salberg. Salberg's shot makes its way through traffic, but miraculously does not make its way on frame. Getting pressed up against the end wall will be Kaysen Currents. Trying to clear this one is Walkenfuss. He will successfully be able to do so, and the Knights will get a much-needed line change. Generating pressure now is Rylan Spicer, a man short, and he will get called for a slashing, pressuring the defenseman Emmerich Netland, the sophomore netminder. Sophomore defenseman gets taken down, so it will be a 5-on-3 for the next 2 minutes. A premium opportunity for Davies to get back into this hockey game. And we're going to have a timeout called by the Eagles. We will take it with them when we come back. The Eagles will be 5-on-3 for a full 2 minutes. This is Grand Forks Central Hockey on KNOX Live Sports.
Pro Ag in Grand Forks and Grafton carries the equipment and parts on hand to make your farming operation run smooth. They carry all major brands like Honeybee, Alloway, Amity, Artex, Hardy, Capello, Monosem, Pickett, Will Rich, and Black Ace. So whether you're trading in, buying, or just need parts, go to ProAgEquip.com to see everything Pro Ag has to offer.
We very much take a lot of pride in our work. Customer service has always been our number one.
We have the best materials. You're going to have the best people in the area to do the job.
If you can dream it up, we can make it happen.
Or head to gworkslf.com to get started.
From tears in your car, truck, boat, or farm equipment seats to making boat covers or complete restorations of the interior of your hot rod, Finest Auto Trim in Grand Forks can make the inside of your rides look brand new. Big or small, Finest Auto Trim can cover it all. To get a quote, go to finestautotrim.com.
It will be 5-on-3 for the next 2 minutes unless the Eagles are able to put one into the back of the net, but it's still all you can eat for another 3:05 on that contact to the head. Major assist to Trey Clausen. On the ice for the Knights is Che Kwame, Logan Bina, and then we also have number 6. That's going to be Bodie Burris. Eagles with the all-important offensive zone draw victory. We have to start our clock here. An opportunity jumped on by Nielsen, or Blake rather, Burke, excuse me. Trying to get caught up on our clock. 6:11 remaining. And we'll get a line change for the Knights. This face-off will be taken to the right of Rylan Burke. And once again, it's won by the Eagles. Comes to the near side. Here's Sahlberg. Sahlberg shot loose on top of the crease, and finally shutting his legs on that puck is going to be Burke. We're going to have a stoppage, some extra pushing and shoving. Things are getting chippy here in the final stages of this third period. 1:37 left on the 5-on-3 advantage for Fargo Davies. Just under 6 minutes remaining in the game. Making sure that the equipment is still nice and snug on the senior netminder for Grand Forks Central, Rylan Burke, and we are ready to resume. Taking this face-off for the Eagles is going to be Peterson. Peterson going up against Cooper DeZiel in the face-off circle. Really big face-off with a 5-on-3 advantage on the RBB Electric power play for the Fargo Davies Eagles, and the faceoff is won by Grand Forks Central, and they're able to clear it all the way down. Blake moves it forward to DeZiel, and he will whack it all the way down, and the Eagles will have to retrieve it from behind their own goal line. Trying to move quickly now is Davies. Comes to the near side. Sahlberg enters the attacking zone, puts on the brakes at the near hash marks, comes back towards the top of the zone. Metcalf back to Sahlberg. Sahlberg down low looking for a bumper play, and we have a very early whistle. Not sure what the net was off. Having it on the side of the net was Joe Lindstedt, and it looked like he also had on the far post Connor Peterson all by himself. 1:10 remaining on the 5-on-3. And we're getting caught up. There's 5:34 remaining in regulation. The Eagles get possession after the offensive zone draw. Sahlberg near dot, trying to push it down low, gets deflected. Eagles maintain possession. Sahlberg far side, broken up. Great job by Ryder Rivard to poke that one, and the Eagles have to regroup, collecting it at their own blue line. They'll move this one forward to Lindstedt. Lindstedt centering feed is taken by Grand Forks Central's Panzer. He'll come to the near corner, still battling for possession. 3 Eagles down there going up against Panzer. Panzer continues to fight, and he pries it loose. He'll move it forward to Ryder Rivard, and he will push it forward all the way into the Eagles' defensive zone. Just 20 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3 advantage for Fargo Davies. Sahlberg has been out there the whole time. Comes back to the top of the zone, a shot and a beauty of a glove save. Shot coming from the Eagles' Emmerich Netland, but seeing that one the whole way through was Rylan Burke. And he'll hold on to it. So 4:38 remaining in regulation, now just 11 seconds remaining. Got to tip your cap, don't want to be too early and potentially jinx this one, but great job on the 5-on-3. Penalty kill for Grand Forks Central. Face-off is whistled dead. We'll have another draw. Che Kwame taking the draw for the Knights. He wins it forward, but the Eagles will maintain possession off the draw. Gigstead has it. Rings it around to the far side. Central comes one man out. That's Rylan Spicer. Now it's 5-on-4 and a goal for Fargo Davies. A power play goal for the Eagles. We'll see who leads the handshake line for Davies, and it is going to be number 24, Mason Peterson. This replay brought to you by American Family Insurance, Tyler Nagel Agency. Just as the 5-on-3 expired, we switch over to 5-on-4, and Peterson rifles a shot from the top of the near circle, a strong wrist shot that hits iron first and then back into the back of the net. It is 3-2, Grand Forks Central, and we're in crunch time. Eagles with another opportunity right after the center ice faceoff, trying to weave his way through the defense was Cullen Olson. Still 5-on-4 for the next 45 seconds. Eagles getting this power play set up. Both their goals so far tonight have come on the man advantage. Goes back to the far side. Dybert has it at the blue line. Dybert has it in the far corner. Looking to go back high with it. He's going to pass it to Netland. Now to the near side, a shot is rifled, looking for a deflection and a goal. Mason Peterson is able to get a deflection off the rebound. We'll see who scores this one for Fargo Davies. They have evened things up with 3:38 remaining. That goal is scored by Fargo Davies' Dom Debert. It is 3-3. Let's show you that replay brought to you by American Family Insurance, Tyler Nagel Agency. Comes back to the point, and I thought this was a very dangerous shot coming from Mason Peterson. Right here, Peterson with a dangerous shot. Goes off the post, actually. Rebound goes to Debert, and he hammers it home. And that comes with just over 10 seconds remaining on the 5-minute major against Trey Clausen, and that was a costly penalty. 2 goals scored while he was in the box. 5-on-4 for the Eagles. All 3 of their goals coming on the man advantage. Knights back at full strength. Eagles have it in the attacking zone. Pocket is picked. Here comes DeZiel and Rivard, 2-on-1. Rivard making a move, comes back to Kwame. His one-time shot misses high. DeZiel trying to center it, goes to Rivard. His pass back to the point gets broken up, but the Knights are able to regain possession as they regain the attacking end. Getting pressed up against the wall on the near side is Rivard. It will be taken away by Salberg. Salberg will move it forward. Nobody there for the Eagles. It is collected by Cutterba. His pass to the far side. An odd angle shot from Kwame. He comes back high. Blake's shot misses wide, goes off the end wall. Bina has it at the far hash marks. Can really feel the urgency pick up here from Grand Forks Central, and we're going to have a penalty. Who will this be against? It appears it's against Fargo Davies, so a prime opportunity for the Knights to regain the lead with just 2:30 remaining in period number 3. Got to give credit to the timeout called by Nate Metcalf before they went 5-on-3. Didn't score a goal with the 2-man advantage, but then as that 2-minute minor expired, the Eagles were able to put 2 up on the board in the final 2 minutes of that 5-minute major against Clausen. Now the Knights have an opportunity to regain the lead on the RBB Electric power play. Nice bumper play. Save is made on the shot. Fired by Nolan Marto. Trying to settle it down on the far side is Clausen. Clausen back to Blake. Blake to the near side. Bina's shot, trying to get it to the top near corner. Goes off a stanchion. Puck is in a dangerous area. The Eagles are unable to clear. Near side, here's Bina. Bina back to Blake. Over to the far side, Clausen. He pushes it down low, gets the return pass back high, slides it over to Blake. Blake back to Clausen. Back to Blake. His shot from the middle of the blue line gets deflected, hits an Eagle stick. Getting a stick on that one is Connor Peterson, and it goes up into the netting. And we'll have a stoppage with 1:50 remaining in regulation, 1:19 remaining on the Grand Forks Central RBB Electric power play. That penalty was assessed against Duncan Metcalf. Face-off won by Grand Forks Central. DeZiel is able to hold it in the zone. He controls a bouncing puck, gives it to Blake. Blake and DeZiel pass it back and forth, comes to the near side. Rivard! His shot misses wide, rings around to the far wall where DeZiel controls it. DeZiel back to Blake, 1 minute remaining on the RBB Electric power play, and that puck jumps over the stick of Wyatt Blake. The Knights will have to regroup in the neutral zone. Over to the far side, DeZiel will whack it deep below the goal line. It's played by Metcalf. Nice play, passing it to his defenseman. Number 24, Mason Peterson, will clear it all the way down. Burris lets DeZiel take it from him. He skates it out of his defensive zone, quickly enters the attacking zone, drives wide, pushes it to the near corner. It's collected by the Eagles, and they will dump it all the way down. Just 50 seconds remaining in the game and 15 remaining on the power play for Grand Forks Central. Comes back to Rivard in his skates, goes to DeZiel on the near wall. He'll dump it in. Grand Forks Central hoping for 1 or maybe 2 more opportunities before the end of regulation. Eagles not able to clear. Good job holding the zone by DeZiel. He slaps a shot onto Metcalf, who makes a glove save. Puck is still loose in the attacking end for Grand Forks Central. Comes to the near wall. Comes back to the top where Burris has it. Burris' shot does not make its way through traffic. The Eagles are finally able to clear with 17 seconds remaining in the third. Burris will dump this one below the goal line of the Eagles where Diebert clearing attempt fails. A turnover, just 7 seconds remaining. A shot on the far side from DeZiel is blocked, and it is cleared by the Eagles, and we are headed to overtime. 2 goals from Fargo Davies on the power play. We will load these highlights in for you. Allow me to take some time to do that. Don't even have my scoring summary updated, so we'll wait to receive the box score from our associates down in the scoring box. We have that 5th goal loaded in, and then let's load in this game-tying goal as well. To do so, I'll have to allow me to kind of think out loud here for a second as we try to load these highlights in for you, and we'll show these to you in just a moment. Shots have really evened up. It's now 22-16 in favor of Grand Forks Central, and now I believe we have these goals loaded in. This made it forward, but the Eagles will maintain possession off the draw. Gigstead has it. Rings it around to the far side. Central comes 1 man out. That's Rylan Spicer. Now it's 5-on-4 and a goal for Fargo Davies. Diebert has it in the far corner. Looking to go back high with it. He's going to pass it to Netland. Now to the near side. A shot is rifled. Looking for a deflection and a goal. Mason Peterson. As to where we are at, it is 3-3, and we are headed to overtime. Inside the Cliff Fido Purpur Arena, we're going to take one final break. When we come back, we'll bring you the overtime period. This is Grand Forks Central versus Fargo Davies, North Dakota High School Hockey on KNOX Live Sports.
Spray Advantage of Grand Forks carries everything you need for the chemical and fertilizer application on your farm. Pumps, tips, and tanks from 3 gallons all the way up to 10,000 gallons on hand. They can help with parts and accessories for the fertilizer and tillage equipment on your farm too. SprayAdvantage.com.
Apex Apparel is your quick turnaround apparel and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. If you're looking for direct-to-garment printing, embroidery work, or a huge selection of promotional items, come to Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run, quick turnaround apparel shop in Grand Forks.
The Ski and Bike Shop in Grand Forks. Gear up for ski season or hit the trails on a fat tire bike. At the Ski and Bike Shop, we offer top brands, ski and snowboard service, and everything you need for cold weather fun. The Ski and Bike Shop in Grand Forks, where your next adventure begins.
Spray Advantage.
We welcome you back. We're getting ready to start this overtime period. Fargo Davies mounting a comeback in the third, and we are headed to overtime. I'm providing updates to our counterparts over at the Blue Line Ice Complex. And we will play 5-on-5 We'll not put time up on our Ultra Health System scoreboard. For those of you watching on KNOX Live Sports, I'll provide verbal updates when it is appropriate. 8 minutes are up on the scoreboard here inside the Cliff Fido Purper Arena. It's sudden death. Next goal wins. Davies with all the momentum, trailing 3-1, entering period number 3. All 3 of their goals coming on the man advantage. Comes to the near side. Blake holds the zone for the Knights, depositing it down low. Rivard has it below the goal line. He leaves it for Kwame. Kwame circling the net, getting pestered, and a turnover in the defensive zone for Fargo. Davies only momentarily. Here's Diebert. Diebert's stretch pass. He gets connected with Salberg. Salberg's shot is deflected and goes up into the netting. And that will be a stoppage with 7:27 remaining in the overtime period. Incredible comeback effort from the Eagles to force this overtime period. It's 4-2. We know it's 4-2 over at the Blue Line Club Iceplex. West Fargo Cheyenne beating Red River, but all of our focus for the remainder of this game will be with what's taking place on the ice. A shot on net coming from Fargo's Beckett Gigstead. Save is made by Rylan Burke rather easily. He'll hold on to this one. We have some extracurriculars after the whistle. No penalties should come from that scuffle. 7:16 now remaining in the overtime period. Faceoff will be taken to the right of Burke. Taking it for Grand Forks Central will be Nolan Marteau. Marteau wins it back to Cutterba. Cutterba circles around to the near wall, and he'll go end-to-end. Cutterba from the near dot rifles a shot on net, but it is saved by Brecken Metcalf. Good one-man breakout there by Grand Forks Central's number 20, Carson Cutterba. Face-off win. He circles back towards the wall and then turns on the burners, coming back all coast to coast to create an offensive zone opportunity for himself. Here's Cutterba at the point. Moves it to the near side. Walkenfoos below the goal line. His centering feed comes all the way back to the point. It's held in by Panzer. Panzer to Cutterba. His shot gets blocked. Loose puck collected by the Eagles, and they'll dump it all the way down. Icing is called off as Cutterba is there to collect it at his own goal line. He passes it forward to Walkenfoos. Walkenfoos moves it forward to Marteau, and he'll dump it deep into the attacking zone for the Knights. Walkenfoos hard on the forecheck, forcing a turnover on the far wall. It'll be passed to the near side where Duncan Metcalf will go D-to-D with his partner Mason Peterson, and Peterson will pass this one forward to Salberg. Salberg trying to dump this one deep. It goes into the chest of Blake, and he will deflect it off the glass out towards center ice. The Eagles then dump it in. Here's Burris. Burris looking for a stretch pass, trying to spring Clausen. Passes behind its intended target. Blake will then move it forward to Clausen. Clausen has it deflected away from him. Kirkaby tries to advance it. Teams trade possession in the neutral zone. Finally collected at the Knight blue line by Davies Colin Olsen. Olsen's shot gets deflected, goes to the far corner, and getting pressed up against the wall is Connor Peterson. Wyatt Blake collects a loose puck in the near corner, pass to the near wing, unsuccessful, block shot off the dome of Burris. And Central will collect the loose puck and dump it all the way down. That shot from the point hit Grand Forks Central's Bodie Burris right on the cage. And after the icing, we'll have a stoppage with just 5:25 remaining in the overtime period. Sudden death winner. The next goal will win this one. Offensive zone draw to the left of Rylan Burke. DeZiel wins it to the far side. Gets deflected high up into the air. Now it's a foot race. DeZiel trying to make his way towards the net. He's taken down. We will have a penalty. DeZiel's on top of the goalie. Trying to shoot this one towards the net is Kwame while DeZiel was in the net. The DeZiel's rush towards the netminder Brecken Metcalf will draw a hooking penalty against Fargo Davies, so a premium opportunity for Grand Forks Central to win this one in overtime on the RBB Electric power play. Serving this penalty for Davies is going to be their junior defender, Mason Peterson, as it was a foot race between him and Cooper DeZiel. DeZiel, trying to drive wide towards the net, is taken down by Peterson. And Peterson will serve 2 minutes for hooking with 5:13 remaining in the overtime period. An equipment malfunction for Brecken Metcalf. He will fix his left pad. Premium opportunity for Grand Forks Central, much like what they had at the end of regulation with 2:30 remaining in the third period. Grand Forks Central had an opportunity on the power play. An excellent job by the penalty killing unit for the Fargo Davies Eagles, as they did not allow Central to get much of anything set up on that power play opportunity. Defensive zone draw won by Davies, but not able to clear. Holding the zone is Blake. Near side to Zeal, back to Blake. Blake over to the far side. Rivard centering feed. Kwame deflecting it towards the net. Full-blown splits by Metcalf, and he will hold on to it. A stoppage just 13 seconds into this man advantage for Grand Forks Central. 5 minutes now remaining in the overtime period. Rivard will make a game plan with Kwame. As Rivard falls on it, Kwame will come to scoop up the loose puck just as they drew it up. Blake now to the near side to Zeal. Back to Wyatt Blake, middle of the blue line, coming downhill as Rivard, his shot misses wide, comes back to DeZiel, top of the near circle. DeZiel looking to come downhill himself. We'll give it to Kwame. Kwame's return pass to DeZiel, not strong enough, and now we have a foot race coming back the other way. Wyatt Blake will deflect it off the far wall, where DeZiel will then leave it for Che Kwame. Che Kwame enters the attacking zone for Grand Forks Central. He'll throw on the brakes, a partial line change. Burris out onto the ice. He's the new quarterback for the power play unit. DeZiel, shot from the top of the far circle, near circle rather, will result in a blocker save for Brecken Metcalf. Rylan Burke out to play the puck. He leads to a turnover at the red line. Good job breaking that play up is Emmerich Nelson. Emmerich Netland, rather. Just 45 seconds remaining on the man advantage for the Knights. Here comes DeZiel going coast to coast. Shot from the near dot, gets deflected, and it will go all the way out to the Grand Forks blue line. Back to collect it as Burris. Now just 30 seconds remaining on the man advantage. A turnover at the red line. Good play by Kaysen Currents. He dumps it deep where Burke will leave it. And Clausen will swing to pick that one up from Burris. Over to the far side, Rivard. He enters the attacking zone on the far wall. His centering feed trying to find a streaking Clausen. Clausen not with a whole lot of room to operate, not able to get a strong shot off. Comes back to the blue line where Clausen has it on the near side. Back down low. One-time opportunity trying to get connected with Nolan Marto. Unsuccessful. The Eagles clear, and we are back to 5-on-5. Great job by the Davies penalty killing unit. And we are even strength. Walkenfuss gets taken down in his own end. Coming to provide support for Grand Forks Central is going to be Cutterba. His stretch pass attempt to Clausen gets deflected, so icing is called off. Diebert has it below his own goal line. His pass to the far wall. Walkenfuss throwing his body around, and the teams will fight for it on the far wall in the attacking end for Grand Forks Central. 2:30 remaining in the overtime period. Teams continue to battle for it. Kirkaby collects the loose puck. He'll ring it around to the near corner, where Diebert will flip it out of play. Over the glass and next to the Grand Forks Central cheerleaders it will go, and we will have a stoppage with 2:24 remaining in the overtime period. It will be an offensive zone draw for Grand Forks Central. It will be taken to the left of Metcalf. Clausen will take it for Grand Forks Central. Taking it for Davies will be Gigstead. It's won by Clausen. Back to Blake. Loose puck on top of the crease. Clausen unable to get a shot off. Comes back to Blake at the near blue line. He tries dump it deep. The Eagles are going to be able to break it out to center ice. Looking for a stretch pass off the far wall is Gigstead. Gigstead collects it at the Grand Forks blue line, and he dumps it deep. Now under 2 minutes left to go in the overtime period. Kirkaby lets that puck go past him. Goes all the way back to the Eagles' defensive zone. Metcalf will go D to D, and a turnover at the Eagles' blue line, but a delayed offsides will force Kirkaby to hold off. Comes back to the red line, dumped back deep by Jacob Spicer. It'll be collected there by Mason Peterson. Mason Peterson leaving that one for his defensive partner, Netland. Netland's pass to the far wall, not able to get it out of the defensive zone. Here comes Walkenfoos. Walkenfoos on the backhand. His pass goes all the way to the far wall, where Rylan Spicer will battle after it in the far corner. He now has possession below the goal line. His centering feed to goal! Walkenfoos gets the game winner for Grand Forks Central. With 1:16 remaining in the overtime period, the Knights win this one by a final of 4-3. Gavin Walkenfoos is the hero tonight, receiving a pass from below the goal line from his line mate, Rylan Spicer. That's Spicer's fourth point of the night. We'll show you that replay, brought to you by American Family Insurance, Tyler Nagel Agency. Spicer battling for it below the goal line, wins the puck battle, makes his way towards behind the net, and then a pass to Walkenfoos as he streaks towards that far post, and he puts it home for the game winner. That is our final score, 4-3 for Grand Forks Central. We're going to take one break. When we come back, we're going to show you the highlights of all the goals that were scored in this matchup between the Knights and the Eagles. Go through a scoring summary as we show you those highlights, and then hand out some personal awards. Final score from the Cliff Fido Purper Arena here in Grand Forks. It's the Knights 4, Eagles 3. We'll be right back with the post-game report on KNOX Live Sports.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting someone who pays attention to the little things that make a big difference. And to keep your family cool this summer, it takes Bryant.
Connect with Thermal Air today, your Bryant certified dealer.
In Grand Forks, it's about more than just where you live. It's about the people you trust when life happens.
At Logan Karski State Farm, we're proud to protect what matters most. I'm Logan Karski with State Farm, and we'd be honored to be your good neighbor.
When the lights go out, count on the pros. Bergstrom Electric in Grand Forks, the area's largest full-service electrical contractor. From commercial builds to homes, they're trusted for quality, safety, and award-winning work. Call today, 701-775-8897.
When you need the right part for your pickup, head to Northwood or call Mike's Custom Truck. Amanda will drop ship any part you need. Turbos, upgraded fuel pumps, Edge products, and more. Mike's Custom Truck, 587-6335.
Nelson Auto in Grand Forks is proud to sponsor area athletics. We know the value of a good team, and we'd like to invite you in to meet our team. See how our team takes care of you and your family. Nelson Auto at Grand Forks, home to Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
Hey, this is Pastor Paul. I'd like to welcome you to Hope Church, especially if you're a person that doesn't have a place where you hang out spiritually. We would love for you to come and experience hope and find God. Hope Church, 9, 10:30, and 6 p.m. on Sundays. For more information, you can check out gfhope.org.
Pick 6 for $19.99, a perfect meal for two.
That's gotta rhyme.
Well, how about munching on Pick 6, my mouth going yap, yap. People always staring at my wings, they go flap, flap. Davis so surprised because he didn't know I'd rap, rap. Pick 6 meal for two for $19.99.
H&S Electrical Services is proud to support local high school sports. From homes to industry, we deliver safe, reliable electrical solutions. Locally owned and operated, our skilled team ensures quality and service you can trust. H&S, trusted in your homes and businesses.
Welcome back to our coverage of Grand Forks Central hockey on the KNOX Live Sports Network. We are in the post-game show. This post-game show is brought to you by Spray Advantage, everything you need for the chemical and spraying application on your farm, and the Ski and Bike Shop, where your next adventure begins. Get that fat tire bike for the winter season, and then ski season is here, having the winter weather already arrived. Whether you do cross-country skiing or downhill skiing, start your next adventure with the experts at the Ski and Bike Shop. Right now we're going to bring you through a scoring summary. Just had a freshly printed box score handed to me by our associates down inside the scoring box, and we'll show you the highlights of each one of these goals as we make our way through this scoring summary, starting all the way back in period number 1, where Nolan Marto got his first career goal as a Grand Forks Central Knight in his high school hockey career. The assist on that one coming from Rylan Spicer. There you see Marto beating the netminder high blocker side. That gave the Knights a 1-0 lead. The Eagles tied things up on the power play. All 3 of their goals tonight coming on the man advantage. Duncan Metcalf scoring this one. The assist coming from Kaysen Currents. All the room in the world to shoot there for Metcalf, and he takes advantage, making the Knights regain the lead in period number near hash marks. Comes back to the point. Goal coming from Rylan
back
Spicer
over to the far side.
Cutterbush
shot, loose up front. It's a goal for Grand Forks Central.
No, this is that goal that was whacked home. I apologize. I got ahead of myself. This is the goal shot originating from the far point. Has it in the near hash marks. Comes back provided by Grand Forks Central.
Back
Rylan
over to the
Spicer
far side. Cutterbush shot, loose up front. It's a goal for Grand Forks Central.
Goals that he scored this evening. Then we'll bring you to period number 2. The only goal scored in the second period was scored by Spicer, his second goal of the night. He had a 4-point night, did Rylan Spicer. The assist on this one coming from Nolan Marto, and there's that rush opportunity that we were talking about. Forward, but the Eagles will maintain possession off the draw. Gigstead has it. Rings it around to the far side. Central comes one man out. That's Rylan Spicer. Now it's 5-on-4 and a goal for Fargo Davies. Diebert has it in the far corner. Looking to go back high with it. He's going to pass it to Netland. Now to the near side. A shot is rifled. Looking for a deflection and a goal. Mason Peters. Foos on the backhand. His pass goes all the way to the far wall, where Rylan Spicer will battle after it in the far corner. He now has possession below the goal line. His centering feed to goal! Walkin' Foos gets the... Foos on the backhand. His pass goes all the way to the far wall, where Rylan Spicer will battle after it in the far corner. He now has possession below the goal line. His centering feed to goal! Walkin' Foos gets the... winner. That scoring summary is brought to you by our partners at Bergstrom Electric, our Light the Lamp sponsor. The light does shine brighter at Bergstrom Electric. 4-3 is our final for Grand Forks Central. Those are all of our highlights from the goals that we had. We're going to take one final break of this broadcast. When we come back, we'll show you our finest auto trim cover of the game for our best defensive effort of the evening, and then hand out a couple of more personal awards as well. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with our Spray Advantage Ski and Bike Shop postgame show on the KNOX Live Sports Network.
It's game day, and whether you're feeding the family or the entire team, Hugo's is the place to go. Score big with favorites from the meat department, delicious fresh veggies, and don't forget about the bakery to celebrate the big win. Hugo's Family Marketplace, your game day headquarters.
Thief River Glass handles it all. Aluminum storefronts, auto glass, windows, shower enclosures, and more. Just like our athletes, we're built for every season. No job is too big or too small. Call 218-681-1333 for year-round dependable service.
When you're looking for a change of pace, a change of routine, or a change of scenery, we'll help you find what's next. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. For you, for life.
Ready to launch your future? At Northland Community and Technical College, opportunity starts here. Train for high-demand technical and skilled trades, or start with an affordable Associates of Arts degree and transfer with ease. Visit northlandcollege.edu.
The Kubota BX Series, rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Talk to your Kubota dealer to schedule a demo.
For expert sales and service, visit Acme Equipment or online at acmekubota.com.
The body shop you work with is your choice, so pick the local team with the service you trust. Modern Auto Body in Grand Forks can make it look like the accident never happened. Schedule an appointment for an estimate on our website or give us a call.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivard's Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak Pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell's.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, GrandTrailersales.com.
Welcome back to our post-game report, wrapping up a 4-3 overtime victory for Grand Forks Central over Fargo Davies tonight inside the Cliff Fido Purpur Arena in Grand Forks. We're going to wrap up this post-game show. This post-game show is brought to you by the Ski and Bike Shop, where your next adventure begins on South Washington in Grand Forks, and Spray Advantage, everything you need for the chemical and spraying application on your farm. We just have two final highlights to hand out tonight, starting off with our finest auto successful. Here's Clausen on the near dot. Comes back to the point. Shot from Cuttermost. That gets blocked. Here's a breakaway opportunity for Davies. It's Lindstedt. Lindstedt on the backhand. And it's going to be a blocker save made by Ryan. Tonight's finest auto trim cover of the game, stopping Lindstedt coming in by himself. He was being chased by a back checker for the Knights as well. Really no option but to try beat the netminder Rylan Burke backhand, but a good waffle board save by the senior goaltender for Grand Forks Central, and that will give him the award of finest auto trim cover of the game for that save that he made in period number 2 to keep it a 3-2 hockey game. At the time, didn't seem like it was that big of a save, but later on, that's what ultimately forced an overtime period. Grand Forks Central needing every goal and every save tonight, giving up 3 goals against Fargo Davies. All 3 of those goals for the Eagles coming on the man advantage, 2 of which coming in the final 4.5 minutes to tie things up for the Eagles to force an overtime period where Gavin Walkenfoos scored an even strength sudden death goal assisted by Rylan Spicer. We'll show that highlight to you one more time. This is our highlight of Foos on the backhand. His pass goes all the way to the far wall, where Rylan Spicer will battle after it in the far corner. He now has possession below the goal line. His centering feed to goal! Walkenfoos gets the and the celebration begins for the Knights. They win in overtime. That overtime goal scored by Gavin Walkenfoos. That leaves us with one final award to hand out tonight, and it is going to be our PS Garage Doors Player of the Game. The PS stands for Pride and Service. It can also stand for this time of the year, Peaceful Season. And the player of the game tonight is going to be a player for Grand Forks Central who had a hand in every single goal. He had 2 goals and 2 assists, and that will be Rylan Spicer for Grand Forks Central. He's the recipient of tonight's PS Garage Doors Player of the Game. He had 1 goal and 1 assist in the first period. Then in the second period, he had, at the time, it was the third goal for Grand Forks Central. And then he had the assist on the game-winning goal as well. So having a hand in every goal makes this choice pretty easy for myself. The recipient of tonight's PS Garage Doors Player of the Game is Rylan Spicer. That will do it for us tonight from inside the Cliff Fido Purpur Arena in Grand Forks. Final score, Grand Forks Central 4, Fargo Davies 3. Sam Jensen, Jacob Lindemann, and the rest of us at KNOX Sports, we wish you a terrific rest of your evening. Go check out the rest of the matchup between Grand Forks, Red River, and West Fargo Cheyenne, also being broadcasted on KNOX and KNOX Live Sports. Have a great night.